We're here with you on Channel 3 as the scorecards are out. The fans are buying and walking in, both from Cincinnati and from Cleveland, as it always happens in this series as the Reds fans make their trek up this way. And, of course, when the Indians play in Cincinnati, it's the same for the Tribe fans as the Indians take the field here in the first inning, getting ready to play Cincinnati, hopefully snapping a 2-game losing streak and get back on the winning track after losing 8 of their last 9. And left-hander Jeremy Sowers will be on the hill for Cleveland. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. It'll be led off by Willie Tavares, the former Indians farmhand. Jerry Hairston Jr. bats second. Brandon Phillips, you see what he's done against his former team. Joey Votto's hitting cleanup. Johnny Gomes, the DH. Ramon Hernandez catching. Jay Bruce batting 7th and playing right. Paul Janisch is the shortstop. And Chris Dickerson batting 9th and in left field.
Jeremy Sowers making his 8th start this year. Sowers is 1-5 and a .595 earned run average. In his last start, fell to the Chicago Cubs, and he went 4 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs. And he is looking for his first win as a starter, and he has lost his last 3 decisions. In his career, he is 0-2 against the Cincinnati Reds. We'll see if Jeremy can turn that around tonight. Let's take a look at the Indians' defense, brought to you by the Indians Team Shop, where you can get 2 T-shirts for $30. In the outfield, it's going to be DeRosa in left, Sizemore in center, Chu is in right. Peralta at third, Valbuena at short, Carroll is at second, Garco at first, and Martinez behind the plate.
And the umpires for today's game. Behind the plate is Adrian Johnson. Tim McClellan's over at first, Andy Fletcher at second, and Ted Barrett is at third. Dusty Baker, the manager for the Cincinnati Reds, taking some final notes there as the Indians in Cincinnati renew their rivalry here in Cleveland. Right now the Reds lead the season series 2-1, but Cleveland leads the all-time series 31-29. And we're just about set for the first pitch this evening as Willie Tavares will step in, playing center field tonight for the Reds. It'll be Tavares, Hairston, and Phillips here in the first inning. Tavares had 3 hits last night against Toronto.
But you see that average down there. He's their table setter. A guy that, normally tries to bunt, do anything he can to get on base where he can utilize his wheels. But he's having a tough year for Cincinnati.
Two 2-0 now to Tavares. 74 degrees here, first pitch time at Progressive Field. A gorgeous day today in Cleveland. Beautiful night. Wind blowing in from center field. Swirling a bit as well.
Yeah, a little cooler right now than what it has been. Very humid, but that should help the pitchers with that wind blowing in from right field.
Two and one now to Tavares. As he fouls that one off, it'll even the count at 2-2. Nice crowd tonight. They've got a gorgeous night to come, that's for sure. Some fans still coming through the gates here. As we told you, both Indians and Reds fans well represented here in downtown Cleveland this evening. So that pitch grounded foul outside the line at first.
The last 3 games of interleague play this year. It started in Cincinnati. It'll end here in Cleveland, and I think the Indians are going to be thankful. They are 4-11 in interleague play this year. The Reds 4-8. Some of the National League teams do not play 18 games.
That one grounded up the middle. Valbuena on the run. Makes the throw. Nice play by Valbuena, the shortstop, and there's one away here in the first inning. Time to check tonight's injury report, brought to you by the law firm of Nuremberg Paris, Ohio's injury lawyers since 1928. Call 1-800-399-2300. Asdrubal Cabrera was taking batting practice today. He could be back this weekend for the Tribe. You see the rest of the players there on the DL. And for Cincinnati, they got some big players out. Alex Gonzalez, who hit well against the Tribe back in May, he's down. So is Volquez and Edwin Encarnacion. And Jeremy Sowers delivers a pitch just off the outside corner there to Jerry Hairston, the Reds' third baseman tonight, hitting second in Dusty Baker's order. There's a strike. 1-1 now to Hairston. There's a guy that can play a number of positions for you. He's pretty much settled into third for Cincinnati right now, Rick, but he's a guy who can play short, can play second in the outfield for you, too.
A good utility man.
That one's fouled away, so 1-2 now to Hairston.
Comes from good stock. 3 generations of his family have played this game of baseball.
Yep.
Played against his dad and his grandfather. Even played in the major leagues.
Yeah, in fact, his grandfather, Sam, was the first black American to play for the Chicago White Sox in 1947. Ground ball to short. Valbuena again. Fires it over to first. 2 away.
Looked like Valbuena called off Peralta on that ball very nicely. They had a little verbal talk right there, and it was an easier play for Valbuena because you can see Peralta having to go to his range to his left. Valbuena said he had it, and all his momentum going towards first. They retire Hairston.
And Luis Valbuena has done a nice job of moving over to shortstop. The Indians thought he might be able to make that move, but when he was with the Seattle organization last year, pretty much just a second baseman. Now here's Brandon Phillips hitting third in the Reds lineup. Swings and misses at strike 1. And Brandon Phillips playing second base tonight, Rick, has really done well in his career against Cleveland.
Well, we've seen a number of guys that have spent time in this organization play them, and they've done very well. And Brandon, one of them.
Pitch is low, now 1-1.
He hurt himself when we were in Cincinnati. He had that ground ball and took it off the fingertip. Had to leave the game. Didn't spend any time on the DL, but missed a few games.
2-1 now to Phillips, who's done well in his career against Jeremy Sowers, too. Against Jeremy, he's 4 for 10 with a couple of home runs. And if you see his numbers there, you know, in April he was batting below 200. Right. May he had a phenomenal month. In June, 247. You saw it there. So.
Well, he's 0 for his last 10. So, yeah, he had a great May. He was, when we were there, leading the league in RBIs and really started to pick it back up. But when all is said and done, he's going to be there in the end. His numbers will be just about what they are every year. Solid ball player will be in that third spot for him for Dusty Baker every day.
On pace for 100 ribbies this season as he lifts that one to right, but it'll twist foul and go out of play. So the count remains 2-2 on Brandon Phillips. As he came up with the Montreal Expos, was a shortstop. There's Joey Votto. He's in the lineup tonight. Hitting cleanup. And Brandon Phillips, when he was traded from Montreal to Cleveland, was brought to the majors as a second baseman. That one again fouled off to the right side. And again, Rick, you look at that trade for Bartolo Colon, who went on to basically have one good year after he was traded in 2002. You get Brandon Phillips, Grady Sizemore, and Cliff Lee, 3 All-Stars for one guy that had about, one more All-Star season left in him?
Well, you won't see trades like that ever again, I don't think.
Yeah, highly unlikely.
You know, that's one everybody looks at now and tries to make, but general managers just won't give you 3 of the young kids that, you know, that are maybe in that low of a atmosphere A ball where Grady was at, Cliff Lee, and also Brandon Phillips.
And to be fair, at that time to Montreal, they knew they probably weren't going to be in that city much longer. They wanted to win then, so they weren't too concerned about the next 2, 3, 4 years down the road. They wanted to win at that moment. That foul ball going to be close to the railing, but Garco has room and puts it away. So the Reds go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom half. Grady Sizemore hitting in the 2-hole tonight for the Tribe. Back here at Progressive Field as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. And let's take a look at the Indians starting lineup presented by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Tribe. Jamie Carroll leads off, then Grady Sizemore. You see his numbers since he's returned from the DL. Victor Martinez, Shin-Soo Choo, Mark DeRosa, Travis Hafner, Johnny Peralta, Ryan Garco, and Luis Valbuena rounded out tonight for the Tribe. Aaron Harang on the hill for the Reds delivers the first pitch to Jamie Carroll. It's just off the plate for ball one.
Harang, normally their ace, as he's run into a little hard luck this year. He's had some rain delays and not a lot of run support at times. And when they do give him runs, he seems to give it up. It's just been an odd year for him to this point.
In some ways, a lot like our Cliff Lee, as some people from Cincinnati said, in that he's really their ace, but hasn't got a ton of support.
And some of that happens. But he didn't get much last year as well.
That pitch is strike. 2-1 now to Jamie Carroll. And the time to get Aaron Harang is in the first inning. This season, there's been 12 runs scored against him, 4 homers, and opponents are batting .362 off of him. After that, it goes down in a hurry.
Well, then that's a good time to start. Get him early before he settles in. Right-handers are actually hitting better off Harang than left-handers. Right-handers have a .308 average and have hit 6 homers. Lefties a .259 average and have hit 5.
And now the count to Jamie Carroll at 2-2. There's Grady Sizemore batting in the 2-hole tonight in manager Eric Wedge's lineup. It's another foul ball for Carroll. Jamie Carroll starting at second base tonight for the Tribe. You know, one of the things, too, that's tough are the shadows here at about this time of the night and this time of the year at Progressive Field. Sunshine to shadows.
Well, the pitcher's in the sunshine, and he's halfway is the shadow, and that is tough. There's a good breaking ball, so it may be tough to see right now.
First out of the game for the Tribe is Jamie Carroll as a strikeout.
Let's set the Reds defense for you. They are rated 13th in the National League. They have made 51 errors. It's Dickerson in left, Tavares in center, Bruce is in right. Hairston at third, Giannis at short, Phillips at second, Votto is at first with Hernandez behind the plate. Aaron Harang 5-7, making start number 16. He has a couple of complete games. 3-1 in his career against the Indians. He's pitched very well.
Pitch to Sizemore on the outside corner for a strike. And Rick, talking about the shadows again, you know, lots been said about that. The advantage for the pitcher, it's harder for the batter to see. You as a hitter, when you had a bat in these twilight times, what was that like for you?
Well, sometimes you couldn't pick up the spin of the baseball.
Sizemore sends that one to right, but it'll be recorded for an out by the right fielder Jay Bruce, 2 away. Let's take a look at yesterday's great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips. Victor Martinez going yard in Pittsburgh.
Now, good extension, and that was straight away center field, up into the bushes, well over 400 feet away for Victor.
Great Clips, relax. You're at Great Clips. And here is Victor Martinez hitting third tonight, playing catcher. And getting back to that point about the shadows, Rick, you said picking up the spin, and that's so important, isn't it, when you're standing in there, especially against a guy like Aaron Harang, who's got a pretty good breaking pitch.
Yeah, you want to sit in there, and you're just trying to focus and pick up the baseball as quickly as possible. I think it's probably a little easier to trace or track a fastball than it is sometimes to pick up the spin of a breaking ball.
The numbers on Martinez this year. Now 0-2 as Aaron Harang's thrown two pretty good pitches to Victor Martinez. And he struggled against Harang in his career. Martinez just 2 for 15 with a double, a walk, and a couple of strikeouts. That's a 133 batting average, and he's down 0-2 here. Strike three, so Victor Martinez sees 3 pitches and so down. Second strikeout of the inning for Aaron Harang. 1 inning in the books here at Progressive Field. We're scoreless. All on Channel 3 is brought to you in part by Continental Airlines, official airline of the Indians. Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. By McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, all made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental and Dentures. We make seeing the dentist easy. Gorgeous evening. She going to look from Lake Erie to the skyline here in downtown Cleveland. And now inside the ballpark, where a nice crowd is still coming through the gates as we look out and see them. And why not? It's a gorgeous evening. Sowers on the hill for the Tribe. Worked a perfect first inning. Threw 18 pitches. And 13 of his last 16 were for strikes. And make it another as we saw a lot of strikes in the first inning from both Sowers and Harang. And this inning it'll be hitters 4, 5, and 6 for Cincy. Votto, Gomes, and Hernandez.
Well, I would think you would want to be aggressive out there as a pitcher because those hitters are going to tell you, hey, it's tough to see up there, so go ahead.
Tonight's League Leaders Update is brought to you by Firestone, a tradition of innovation, and Joey Votto among the league leaders. Runners in scoring position and 2 outs. 500. Definitely a guy you'd want up there. Though in his career, he's 0 for 2 against Jeremy Sowers as he looks at the first ball from Jeremy. It's now 1-2. Joey Votto had some struggles. He had an ear infection to deal with this season, Rick, but he really plays an important part in that Reds lineup.
He's probably their best hitter, when you think about it. And he's had some problems. He's dealing with the family issues, the passing of his dad, and it's been an ongoing thing for about the last, 6 to 8 months. And then that ear infection came, and he just came off the DL when we were down there. Yeah. Hit a couple home runs off David Huff in that ball game. I mean, he's a very important part to their offense, and they've been inconsistent offensively this year as a team. They're 14th in batting average in the National League. They're 12th in runs scored. They're 8th in home runs, and this is a team where, they need to score. They've got some pretty solid starting pitching in that division.
The 2-2 pitch is low, and count goes full to Joey Votto, the leadoff batter for the Reds here in the second inning. There's Johnny Gomes awaiting on deck. He's the designated hitter tonight for the Reds. Another foul ball for Votto. And with Cincinnati missing some key players, Alex Gonzalez looks like he's gotten things figured out a little bit. Played well against the Indians in May.
Yes, he did. Boy, he was like an MVP.
Yeah.
Against the Indians, Gonzalez was. He wasn't hitting anything against anybody else, but he did against the Tribe.
So they really need Votto to be in there. And a good pitch by Sowers. Votto went fishing for strikeout number 1 for Jeremy. He's retired the first 4 Reds he's seen. And Johnny Gomes will come up next. One more look at this pitch.
Well, he wasn't able to lay off that breaking ball. That breaking ball looked like it was out of the zone. He was able to get him to chase. So Jeremy gets his first strikeout.
So 1 away here in the second inning for the Reds, and Johnny Gomes will come to the plate. And over his last 14 games, he's batting .389 with 3 homers and 7 runs batted in. Also has 5 doubles. So Gomes has been hot here in this month of June. There's his overall numbers. 2-0 now to Johnny Gomes. It was between him and Lance Nix coming out of spring training to make the Reds roster, and they went with Nix because he was a little bit better defensively. But now since Gomes has come up due to the injuries, he's taken advantage of his opportunity.
It's amazing how this game works, and every team has that scenario where, you're looking at a couple guys to make that last roster spot. But over the course of the year and the first couple of months, injuries happen, and before you know it, you're going to get a chance. That's why
by Sowers.
Depth is so important when you're starting the year out with a 40-man roster. Who knows it better than the Indians with as many guys as they've had go down?
Absolutely.
Already used 23 pitchers, soon to be 24 because Vera should be here tomorrow.
That pitch is fouled down the left field line. Yeah, and if anybody would know about that, as you said, Rick, the Indians sure will, to deal with injuries, but seems Ohio baseball right now at the major league level. It struck both Cleveland and Cincinnati where the injuries are, and really put a damper on the season for both clubs, more so for Cleveland with the record 14 games below 500, while the Cincinnati Reds, they're a game under 500 and only 3.5 back in their division. But they've had their share of injuries this season, too.
Yes, they have. But, I mean, they're looking to get Volquez back. He was supposed to pitch tomorrow. And he didn't pitch against us in Cincinnati. And they had Homer Bailey, who will get the start again in tomorrow's game. But we've played most of this Central Division in the National League, except Houston. And I think Cincinnati has the best starting pitching.
And there's the first hit of the ball game. A base hit up the middle for Johnny Gomes. And he's aboard with one away here in the second inning. Hey, check out Alvin's Jewelers for the big sale. You can save up to 81% on jewelry of your choice. Support a Cleveland-owned family jeweler. Visit alvinsjewelers.com for store locations. 81%. That's quite a bit. Now Ramon Hernandez to the plate for Cincinnati. Hitting in the 6th hole today with the runner on first and one away. And Hernandez has done so-so on the season as his numbers show, but against Cleveland back in May, he was 5 for 11 with a homer and 2 runs batted in. That's good for a .455 average, so Ramon Hernandez has enjoyed seeing Indians uniforms on the opposition here so far in 2009. The 1-0 pitch from Sowers. Pitch down low. We saw the runner going back to first, Gomes, a little bit. Jeremy Sowers has a pretty good move to first.
Well, Gomes a guy that he's not going to run. If he does, he missed a sign.
There's Gomes at first base. 2-0 count on Hernandez. There he goes. Hit and run. Grounded to third. And the play's at first for Johnny Peralta. So Hernandez is retired. And that'll move the base runner, Johnny Gomes, up to second base now with 2 outs.
Dusty Baker trying to get something going here early. Started the runner in a hitter's count. Hernandez, a guy that he can use the whole field, but hits this one right at Peralta. So they do have the runner in scoring position.
So 2 away for Jay Bruce, the right fielder. And Jeremy Sowers this year, the opponent's average with runners in scoring position and 2 out, 0. They're 0 for 13. So Sowers wants to keep that trend going. He delivers the first pitch just off the plate for ball 1 to left-handed batter Jay Bruce.
Bruce coming up against the Indians this year. 0 for 12 is it? They have handled him. This guy's got some good power.
Sends that one to center field, but right there is Grady Sizemore. He makes the catch, and the Reds are retired here in the top of the second inning. We'll head to the bottom half. Still no score in downtown Cleveland. Here in the bottom of the second inning, scoreless, as we get a look at some Reds fans and even the Reds mascot, Gapper and Slider. I wonder if Slider's being a good host to Gapper. Sure he is.
Oh, absolutely. He's been up here for the birthday parties before.
But you got to keep
an eye on Slider.
I
thought I was going to see Slider down there in Pittsburgh with the parrot.
Well, they're good friends.
I know that.
But you always got to keep an eye on Slider when he's in the room or anywhere in the vicinity. Shin-Soo Choo fouls that one away for strike one. This is the first time Shin-Soo Choo has ever faced Aaron Harang. Pitch up high for a ball. Harang threw just 11 pitches in the first inning, and 9 of those were for strikes. 6 of them were called strikes. Pitch, a one-hopper to Brandon Phillips. It's an easy play. And there's one down here in the second inning as Choo is retired on the grounder. All right, time for tonight's poll question. It's about the I-71 Challenge. Text 31962. Brought to you by Alltel. Now, here's 6 players for the Cleveland Indians. We're playing fantasy baseball tomorrow with our Reds broadcaster friends from FSN. Our STO folks need to choose 3 out of these 6 to be on the Indians fantasy team. Which 3 do you want? Text your vote to 31962. You can choose 1 each time, and the top 3 will be chosen for us. Then tomorrow night, there'll be a point system. Single, double, triple, home run. We'll see who has more points. The Indians players chosen by our fans or the Reds players chosen by their fans.
I got you.
So that'll be fun. Make sure that you text yours over there. There's the Reds broadcasters, George Grand, Chris Welsh. They're going to swap out with Chris tomorrow night when we're over on STO.
And I'm not coming back, Al, so you've got him the rest of the day, pal. Yeah, we're going to go over there probably about the 3rd inning. Our old friends.
Mark DeRosa swings and got a piece. 1-2 now. DeRosa batting 5th today in left field for the try. There's the numbers on DeRosa. On pace for 100 RBIs this season. And if you talk to people around the majors, there is a number of teams that will love to get their hands on Mark DeRosa. As he fouls that one away.
Well, I mean, he's been steady pretty much the whole year. People thought he wasn't doing much. You know, and look where he's at. He has the 50 RBI. He has 13 home runs, tied for the team lead. He did not have a very good road trip, though. He went 2 for 17. And it may have started in Wrigley when he ran into that phone box down the left field line. And it got worse from there.
Yeah. It's kind of surprised to see that phone box there. I mean, I know Wrigley's an old ballpark.
It's on the field. I mean, how are you supposed to get to the bullpen? Hey, get such and such up if you don't have a phone.
Put in the dugout.
Well. In what dugout? There is a phone, and that's where they're calling from.
That's true. I don't know. Maybe put
cell
something there
phones?
to shield it. Sure, why not?
Yeah, bring your cell phone out. Keep it in your pocket. We'll buzz you when we want you to get up and get loose.
And if the game's out of control, yeah.
We'll text
Skip,
you.
I never got it. I had no reception here.
Yeah, we'll text you.
2-2 to Mark DeRosa. 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Tribe still looking for their first base runner tonight. DeRosa sends that one to right center. Bruce going over, won't get there. It'll go to the wall. DeRosa around first. He'll head into second base with an easy double. And the Indians with the runner on second now and 1 away here in the second inning.
You know, it's amazing. He looked like he just stuck his bat out there to flick it to right field. I thought that ball was going to fall in, not go into the gap. And DeRosa, look at, you see how he just waited on that ball, and that ball got deep into the gap, got over or past Bruce out in right field for extra bases. Looked like he was playing him pretty shallow there.
Yeah, he sure was.
So Mark DeRosa happy to be home. A 282 hitter in Progressive Field. Comes up with his 13th double this year.
So he's in scoring position for Travis Hafner, hitting 6th, the designated hitter tonight. Travis was happy to get back home so he could be in the starting lineup once again.
Yeah, he's, doesn't play first base, so he's a pinch hitter when you get to National League parks.
There's strike one from Aaron Harang. Well, we talk about strike one and how important that was for Pavano, Rick, before, and of course for Cliff Lee and for Aaron Harang, same thing. The guy has good numbers. Well, one of the big reasons is because he gets ahead of you.
It's important for every pitcher, strike one. I think when you talk to pitching coaches around baseball, they say, one of the most important things is strike one, and then you can go to work on them.
Throw down to second base, a little bit high to Rosa.
But I also feel that this one is going to be an important pitch, the 1-1 pitch. If you get out of your first 3 pitches, throw 2 strikes, now you've got the count again in your favor, and you can go to work. That third pitch, if you miss, you get into a hitter's count, and you go to 2-1. So this pitch is also very important.
Will be pitch number 24 on the evening for Aaron Harang. Hafner sends that one foul and out of play over on the left side. So 1-2 now, and he's ahead of Travis once again.
Yes, he is. 0-1, and now he's 1-2. And it looks like he's just trying to bury Hafner inside. Doesn't want to give him much swinging room.
Johnny Peralta waits on deck. One and two to Travis Hafner with DeRosa on second and one away here in the bottom of the second inning.
You see Hernandez, who wants that fastball up.
Yes, indeed.
There you go. And that catcher, you see, it doesn't matter who's on second base. When he starts giving that hand sign, he wants it up. It's got to be a fastball. No way do you want a breaking ball up in the zone.
Now, with the runner on second base, are you surprised he made that obvious signal?
Well, not really, because they just obviously feel that they don't give signs anymore like they used to. Or relay signs or what's coming.
Hafner hits that one high in the air on the right side of the infield. In comes the first baseman, and Votto makes the catch as that one was a mile in the air. But Hafner's retired on the pop-up, 2 away. And let's take a look now at these pitches once again to Travis Hafner.
All right, the sequence, you're going to see him inside fastball, strike one. Then he went away with a high fastball. Came right back inside, 1-2, missed upstairs, 2-2. And then that was a high breaking ball. He got underneath. That was above the strike zone. So everything upstairs, hard fastball for the first 4 pitches, got him out with a high breaking ball.
So now the job to bring Mark DeRosa in is left to Johnny Peralta, the 7-hitter today, playing third base, and a good breaking ball from Aaron Harang for strike one. And that breaking ball, that slider, it's working today for Aaron. And when he's got that going, Rick, he's an even tougher pitcher than normal.
He's got a good curveball to go with it. He's a big guy. I mean, over the top. And that first inning was very tough to see for the hitters. It's a little different now.
Peralta grounds it to third. Hairston backed up on it, but throws across and gets Johnny Peralta for the final out here of inning number 2. We're scoreless through 2 at Progressive Field. Indians and Reds, the battle for Ohio on Channel 3. The Ohio Lottery is proud to sponsor the Ohio Cup Series between the Indians and Reds. Play ball. Take a chance for education. Odds are you'll have fun. Speaking of the Ohio Lottery, we're joined here in the booth by the Executive Director for the Ohio Lottery, Michael Dolan, as you get a look at our line score there as we head to the top of the third inning, and Jeremy Sowers delivers the first pitch here to the Reds' leadoff hitter here in the third inning, Paul Janisch. Well, Mike, good to see you in this Ohio Cup. Tell me about this.
Hey, well, thanks for having me. The Ohio Cup is, as I was just explaining to Rick, is a competition cup between the Reds and the Indians. We started it last year to kind of formalize the interleague play between the two teams, my two favorite Ohio teams, NL, AL, and it's been sitting down in Cincinnati.
Right.
If we take two of the three, actually, I think that's right, then we'll keep the cup up here in Cleveland. But it's part of all of our efforts, both teams and the Ohio Lottery's effort to draw attention to the Ohio Lottery's contributions to education, K-12, over $16 billion since 1988.
Wow.
And you know what, this year, thanks to all of the fans and the players out there, we're going to transfer over $700 million into the education fund.
Terrific.
And in this economy, it's sorely needed.
It sure
Yes,
is.
it is. And behind you can see the cup. That's is that better than Lord Stanley Cup that was just handed out about a week or so ago?
We got it from Lord Stanley's father, King Alfred of Norway, and sometimes the players take it. I know that Mr. Redlegs has done some unspeakable things with it. Slider's been trying to get his hands on it, but the guy's got to bring it home for him.
Well, I'll tell you, yes, they're going to have to win 2 out of 3 because Cincinnati beat us 2 out of 3 down there. If Slider gets his hands on it, it may end up at the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, you may
somewhere.
never see it again if Slider gets a hold of it, that's for sure. Chris Dickerson, the batter, now with one away here in the third inning for the Reds. Scoreless at Progressive Field. And you know, Mike, when you take a rivalry like this between the Reds and Indians, it's been a very close one over the years, too. 31-29, the Indians lead the all-time series, and Cincinnati leads it this season so far 2-1. That's going to be a little bit more exciting than if it was always one-sided, like the Buckeyes-Wolverines rivalry in college football.
It's all about competition, and it's fun to watch both these teams. You know, as a kid growing up in Ohio, I followed both the Reds and the Indians. You had the Big Med machine when I was a boy, and
pretty good baseball team back then.
It was an awesome team, yes. But my mom was a Tribe fan with Hawk Harrelson and Ray Fosse and sudden Sam McDowell and Craig Nettles, and boy, you could go on and on and on. And I grew up in high school and early college. I watched you, Mr. Manning, and running balls down in center field. So
that was always a lot of fun down there.
Well, it's a great place to be, great place to grow up, and we're happy to partner with both these organizations.
It always seems the Ohio Lottery is always coming out with some great new games, too, for the customers to play. It's not just the same ones over and over again.
No, it's we try and make it entertaining. You can go from Mega Millions to Classic Lotto and all the scratch tickets. You know, the whole purpose of those is to generate a little bit of money for education, and people always like to say, well, does it really contribute money to education? Yeah, the hometown effect here in Cuyahoga County is $69.5 million a year that comes back. And what people don't really understand is that on every dollar that's played, 60 cents is returned to the player as a prize.
Right.
We give away over $100 million a month to 10 million Ohioans. And here's a brain teaser for you. There's only 11.5 million people that live in the state.
Oh.
So, you know, there's a lot of winners out there.
Well, Al, you like the scratch cards or you like the Mega?
You know, I like the Mega because I like to get some for like $81 million like it is this weekend.
And you're going to retire.
Right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
And you're going to retire, right? You're going to quit?
$81 million.
Never work up again? Yeah. Can we see if this guy wins?
I knew that was coming. I walked right into it. I knew that was coming.
Yeah, but you would win $81 million.
I'd take it. That's fine. I'd gladly desert the booth for you.
We'll do our part if you buy a ticket.
Okay. That's right.
Well, I've done my share of contributing over the years. Still waiting for the big jackpot, though.
Well, it's, you know, the one thing is you can't win if you don't play. And the other thing that's fun to tell people about is that a lot of our scratch games, they pay out 65, 68%, so you can win. And the big game's a big game.
Yep.
So it's
Garco, Valbuena, and then the top of the order, and Jamie Carroll here for the Indians in the third inning. Still scoreless as Aaron Harang works into his third inning for the Cincinnati Reds tonight. Ryan Garco batting in the 8th hole. Swings the first pitch he sees and dumps it into left field for a base hit there. And the Indians have the leadoff batter aboard.
Where did Michael go? Is he still here? I was going to let him do some play-by-play this inning.
Yeah, away he went.
Well, a good swing here by Garco. Harang got that ball in the middle part of the plate in, and he drilled it past Harrison at third. Base hit. Leadoff man aboard.
So that'll bring Luis Valbuena to the plate, the number 9 hitter in the order. And Luis Valbuena, boy, these last few weeks, Rick, he's really shown that he belongs up here at the major league level.
Well, for whatever reason, Al, Chicago is his kind of town. I mean,
yeah, it sure is. 4 home runs, all in Chicago.
I mean, 1 on the south side, 3 on the north side. I don't know what it is, but he seems to be getting a little more confidence with every game played, with more at-bats he gets. And he's done a decent job at shortstop, but I think once Cabrera gets back, which it should be soon, he'll be moving back to second base. But he's done a nice job. It's nice to know that you have a guy that can play shortstop as well.
Sure is. The 0-1 pitch. Valbuena hits that one to left center. Well, that should be an out. It is, recorded by the left fielder over there, Dickerson. Garco retreats to first, 1 away here in the third inning.
Well, we want you to fill the house for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. That'll be Wednesday when the White Sox are in town. For every ticket sold, $1 will be donated to the charity. And this is a season-long community outreach program that has already raised over $190,000 for local charities. So visit Indians.com/fill-the-house for more information.
Jamie Carroll now the batter for the Tribe. Struck out his first time up. That pitch, a strike from Aaron Harang. Boy, he's been efficient tonight. 32 pitches, 25 of them for strikes.
You know, and the thing you mentioned that he struggled sometime in the first inning. Well, the first time through opposition, they're hitting 323 off Harang. Well, the second time, it goes down to 216, so over 100 points less. So he starts to settle in.
And Carroll lines that one up the middle for a base hit.
Not that time. Jamie Carroll made the adjustment.
So that'll put runners at first and second now with 1 away here in the third inning.
Jamie, a guy with a very short stroke. And there's another ball. That ball in. He tried to get that sinker in, but with a guy with short arms and has a short stroke like Carroll, tough to get those guys to try and pull the ball because his approach goes the other way. And he stayed inside that ball, so that was a nice job. I think Harang wanted him to try and pull that ball on the ground for the double play.
So now Grady Sizemore flew out to right his first time up. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Takes ball 1 from Aaron Harang. And Grady's had success against Aaron Harang in his career. He's now 8 for 21 against him, with a couple of doubles. So a career average just below 400 against Harang. The one negative, he has struck out 6 times. Boy, good curveball. And it'll even the count at 1-1. Grady Sizemore just back from the disabled list this week. Returned to the team Tuesday in Pittsburgh. There's the runners. Garco at second, Carroll at first. Boy, another good pitch by Aaron Harang. I mean, he's hitting the corners, the upper parts of the strike zone, the lower parts. He's not giving you anything over the meat of the plate so far tonight.
Making that perfect pitch. Well, he's a big guy, and it's almost like he's throwing darts. He comes down right down there at the knees on the outside corner.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Sizemore fouls that one away. As you again saw the catcher Ramon Hernandez stand up, wanted that pitch up high.
Wind's blowing your papers around.
Yeah, it is.
You need a paper holder.
I'm going to have to condense all these. Again, the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2 now to Grady Sizemore. Grady will play in the outfield tonight, obviously. Probably tomorrow, and then there's talk that he might DH on Sunday, when most likely Travis Hafner will take the off day.
Well, I mean, that's how you have to deal with it. If he's going to have issues, they want to rest it and don't want it to flare up and have to spend another 2 weeks to 3 weeks on DL.
Now the 2-2. It's inside. Good eye by Grady Sizemore. So a full count now to Grady. Runners at first and second and one away here in the third inning for the Tribe. There's Travis hitting in the 6-hole tonight for the Tribe. Now the payoff pitch. That one lifted in the air, back right by us, just a little too high. Now maybe about 25 years ago, Rick, you could have leaped.
No,
Okay.
not with a net. No, that's just a little bit too high.
There's a look from press box level here.
Well, this is like we're right on the field compared to where we came from in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you said you were
we
pretty
are
high
about
up,
twice as high as this there. I mean, not that it's not a great view and a different way to look at the game, but it seems like we're much closer here.
Sizemore lifts that one to right field. Bruce going back, and he won't get it. It's up against the wall. Garko will score. Here comes Carroll around third. He'll be held, and the Indians get a run on the board, and now have runners at second and third and one away.
Well, a really good at bat there by Grady Sizemore. Down in the count, and he battled back into it, and he laced a double over the head of Jay Bruce. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. The Indians will draw first blood. It comes in the bottom of the third. That fastball, you see, they wanted it away. He missed in. And good hitters make you pay. When you see that catcher reach back out over the plate, he hits it past Bruce into right field. Second ball that's been hit past him tonight. Garko comes in to score. Carroll on his way to third. Still just one out.
And Rick, the players that have shown a good history against Aaron Harang have gotten him tonight. Grady Sizemore now 9 for 22 overall. And Mark DeRosa with that double. The last inning is now 5 for 15. Carroll, who got to hit this inning, is now 4 for 12. So Aaron Harang's a pretty tough pitcher to hit against, but the Indians that have shown a good track record against him, that has held true thus far tonight. So the Tribe now with the run on 4 hits, and here's Victor Martinez. He struck out his first time up. He saw 3 pitches against Harang, so this time on the first pitch he was up there swinging and fouling it away.
Now, I don't even know if he swung the bat the first time because it was a called strikeout.
Saw 3. That when he fouls away too. So now it's 0-2 quickly to Victor Martinez, who's the best for the Tribe with runners in scoring position this year, batting .359. But he's down in the count here to Harang. Lifts that breaking pitch to center field. Carroll will tag. He'll come in and score. Sizemore will hold at second. Victor Martinez gets the job done with the sac fly. Indians ahead 2-0. And while we have a moment, let's go to our Ford update desk for the first time tonight. Dave Chudowski manning it. How's it going, Dave?
Going well, Al, as we head to Chicago. Cubs and White Sox tied up at 2 in the 7th. No longer Giovanni Soto, a 3-run shot, and the Cubs win 5-4, breaking their 4-game losing streak. Back to you.
All right, Dave. Yeah, how about the Cubs? They sweep Cleveland in Chicago, and then they get swept by Detroit.
Yeah.
They didn't help us at all this week.
No. Well, you know, they play better at home than they do on the road. They're not a very good road team. We mentioned that when we were in Chicago.
Now Shin-Soo Choo, the batter, fouls that one down the right field line for strike 1.
Cubbies 13-22 on the road, and they're on the road in the south side. Back home, though.
Yeah.
They get to sleep in their own bed, so you don't consider that a road trip.
Right. Hostile crowd, but as you said, the comforts of home. So now 0-1 to Shin-Soo Choo, with Sizemore on second base here and 2 down in the third inning. 2 runs already in. As the count evens at a 1-1. There's Sizemore. Boy, the 2 balls that he hit tonight, Rick, that one in the first inning, pretty decent fly out to right field. Then he laced that one to the gap in right center for the double. That's good to see, because the last couple of weeks before he went on the DL, you could tell Grady was hurting.
Yeah, he was in pain. You're right.
And as Choo fouls that one off, we now pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. You're watching Cleveland Indians baseball. Along with Rick Manning, I'm Al Pulowski, Jim Murphy producing, Pat Murray directing here tonight. Indians and Reds at Progressive Field, and Shin-Soo Choo taking a close pitch inside. Aaron Harang disagrees.
Well, the left-handers have been able to lay off that slider down and in, and that's a pitch that it's easy for left-handers to swing at. And if you do swing at it, a lot of times it is a ball they've been able to lay off. Grady did it one time before he hit his double, and Choo does it right there.
So now 2-2 to Shin-Soo Choo. And he hits that one on the ground to first. Votto backs up, throws to Harang covering. And the Reds are out of the inning, but the Tribe gets 2 across here in the third. They lead at 2-0 as we head to the fourth here on Channel 3. Tribute to the late Michael Jackson.
Nice.
Slide could dance, but not like Dave Burber can, I got to tell you that.
And speaking of which, guess who joined us here in the booth? Dave Burber, former Indians pitcher.
Just a mirror image of his former self. You're losing weight, pal.
Yeah, about 15 back at playing days.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means you feel great.
I might be able to get it up to 81.
Well, can you get outs out of the bullpen now?
Well, it's below the hitting speed, you know.
That's right.
Then my changeup is 70, so then I really get them.
You can still get outs.
Jerry Hairston leading it off for the Reds here in the fourth inning. Takes strike one from Jeremy Sowers. Pitch inside 1-1. So, Dave, now you're kind of the ambassador for the Ohio Cup. This has got to be a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it's quite an honor to be in town, but, played both teams.
Right.
Get to come back and see everybody, and that's always nice to be up here and be on the air.
Well, all right, now, what's your fondest memory right now of interleague play? I think I know the answer to that, but I want you to confirm it.
I was rounding second and my jock broke.
Yeah. After you took a nice big swing.
It's a true story, but yeah, we all know it's the home run.
Yeah. Well, I think we have that we can maybe relive that swing that you did down in Cincinnati at some point in time. We will here in this inning.
I don't know if there was a better puree or however you say it, puree, ballerina type thing.
Here
Let's
it is.
take a look.
Ground out to short.
Oh, we got it. Are you kidding me? Who
Look
was
at
it
that
off
back
of?
leg. Yeah.
Look at that. Was it a
Scott-
breaking ball?
I think he hung me a slider.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he threw right into my bat speed.
Who was that, Harnish?
Scott Klingenbeck. He was a Buckeye. It was a battle of the Buckeye. See, there's the broken.
The jock?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Well, you
Had to look.
did you notice how I stepped on home plate like
You know,
I do that all
you
the
did
time?
that, yes.
I was surprised I didn't slip or
That's
something.
okay. That's at least you had it. I mean, we had a history here where pitchers have hit home runs. Doc Gooden did it.
Yeah, he did it the very next year.
Yes, he did. You did it, and I'm trying to think who else. Hold on a second. CC's done it down in Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah,
Went to straightaway center. Jason Davis did it one time in Atlanta.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, we've had quite a few pitchers hit it in interleague play.
My favorite story about the home runs in interleague play was in '99 when Doc did it. He wore the old-time batting helmet with no flaps.
Yeah, well, he could have because he came up at that time before you had to wear a flap.
Actually, I think he just missed the cutoff, but everybody thought he was eligible.
Yeah.
So he goes, Burbs, I'm going to wear the no flap hat.
That was beautiful.
And then he hit a home run, and we were just cracking up. So it was awesome.
That is
Have
good.
you heard how he's doing?
I have not.
He was a great guy. I enjoyed Doc, and we had some laughs. I just haven't heard what's going on with him, if he's working with any teams or anything.
I don't know if he is or he isn't. We might have somebody down in the truck that knows. But he's usually down in Florida area.
Yeah.
And it's tough for you because you're out in Arizona.
Yes.
In the Phoenix area.
Well, I know he was doing something for the Yankees for a while.
Right.
And then we kind of lost touch. I don't know if he changed his cell phone number. I wonder why. When Burbs is calling, everybody doesn't answer.
I just changed mine because I gave it to you the last time you were in
to
town.
give you a call for golf.
Yeah, right.
Honey, we got to change the cell phone number.
Ouch.
That one grounded a second. Votto's going to be the third out of the inning. So Jeremy Sowers, a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the fourth for the Tribe. Burbs, you're going to stick around, aren't you?
Sure.
All right. We'll talk more to Dave when we come back here on Channel. Ahead 2-0 as they've done a nice job of getting Aaron Harang last inning. Jeremy Sowers has surrendered just one hit today. And the Indians will try and increase that 2-0 lead with hitters 5, 6, and 7. DeRosa, Hafner, and Peralta. As we're once again joined in the booth by Dave Bourbon. Dave, how nice is it to come back to Cleveland? Brings back some good memories. Those teams you played for back in the late 90s, early part of the century, pretty good.
Yes, we had, when I got traded over here, at first I was a little upset because I was supposed to be opening day starter for the Reds. And then I'm like, wait a minute, they went to the World Series last year. And then I started looking around at the team, and I'm like, this is an all-star team.
Yeah, it is.
And they let me on it.
Well, you won what, 15 games, 3 straight years?
Yes, yeah.
When you were here?
And I don't know what happened that last year. Maybe.
What year was that? 2001.
I had.
01.
I actually started out like 8-2, but I wasn't pitching very well, and I knew that eventually that's going to catch up.
June 29th. I've got a card here that my stat man gave me on June 29th, 2001. It's against Kansas City.
No,
remember it?
What's his name? I do remember it. I get reminded of it a lot.
Oh, I know. But, I mean, this is just – but you know what? The amazing thing of it is when I looked at these names, Sweeney, Dye, Ibanez, Beltran, they're all still playing in the game. I can't believe it. It was 4 homers in 1 inning.
It was like 3 in a row,
back to back. Yeah, Sweeney led off the inning with a solo. Then you walked Randa.
Yeah.
And then Jermaine Dye got you to right center.
Mm-hmm.
Raul Ibanez was having a phenomenal year. And then Carlos Beltran. And those are pretty good players, my friend.
Well, I mean, that's just a short list of all the guys.
Well, it doesn't matter. Hey, if you're going to give them up, you might as well give them up.
And I got a tighter record.
Here's
so
Travis
not everybody
Hafner.
can say they have a record.
He sends that one to deep center, but it'll be recorded for the second out there by Tavares.
I've got one for the Indians. I've struck out 5 times in 1 game.
Nice.
Thank you.
See,
I'm very proud of that.
Your name will always be.
Yeah, synonymous.
Yes.
It was, let me see, 3 Indians have done that. Jim Thome, Larry Doby, and myself. They're Hall of Famers, and I'm a Hall of Shamer.
But nobody knows the difference.
That's exactly
right. They look
right.
at that, and they go,
I'm in that group.
Yes. Awesome.
Who was pitching that day, Rick? The 5Ks.
It was against the Chicago White Sox. I got to try and think of his name. Francisco Barrios. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah,
he's no longer living.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
It's always sad to hear guys that you played against, and
it's becoming more and more.
Yeah.
I mean to tell you.
Well, you give up 4 home runs and you go to the showers.
Yeah, that's okay.
What was disappointing about that game was I had a 5-0 lead, and it was the 5th inning.
Is that right?
And I left. It was 5-5.
I see. You remember that?
Oh, sure.
In that game, man, you had that lead, and you're saying I let one get away.
Well, not necessarily. The win. It's just I let them back in the game, and that's just how I pitched that year. It was terrible.
Johnny Peralta with a single to left with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning, so the Tribe has a base runner. That'll bring Ryan Garco to the plate, who singled his last time up.
But you have those days.
Oh, absolutely. We've the Indians have had a few tough days this year. Pitching wise now you pitched, starting and out of the bullpen. Is there any difference? I mean.
Yeah,
you like probably starting more than you did coming out of the bullpen?
I did. Actually, I liked the bullpen, too, because I had a hard time sitting still.
Yeah, well, you're a hyper guy.
Yeah, so for 4 days, I'm sitting there watching the game going, I want to play, and then it was my turn to pitch, and then I was like, oh, God, I got to pitch.
Yeah. Well, some guys like that routine they get into.
Yeah.
Now, you played for Dusty Baker when he was out in San Francisco, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I mean, did you go see him today and say hello to him?
I haven't seen him yet. I plan on it. He was a good man, and I enjoyed playing. Yes.
Garco to deep left. Back it goes. It is gone. Home run, Ryan Garco.
Awesome.
Indians ahead 4-0 on the 2-run jack.
Yeah, Garco's had 2 pretty good at-bats tonight.
Now, you said yes right away. I mean, could you tell? Just from being up here all the time?
Yeah. As soon as that ball, I heard the contact crack.
Well, that's what I heard. And I was like, that's usually for me when I was pitching.
Well, let's get a look at this on our Pepsi home run replay. Garco, I could just tell the way he hit that ball. It's not coming back. Little breaking ball down, gave him some swinging room. And Garko put a nice swing on it. He knew it.
Yep, stayed back on it. Very nice.
Yes. That's a good feeling. You don't feel a ball. You just go ahead and jog around the bases. With 2 outs, the Indians strike. Single and a homer.
Awesome way to go, guys.
So the Tribe up 4-0 now with 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Dave Burba, our guest here in the broadcast booth. And Dave, one of those times coming in relief, I remember a playoff game against the Red Sox back in '99, talking about Doc Gooden. He started, got thrown out of the game by Joe Brinkman. You came in relief and did a heck of a job. What was that like? I mean, for a playoff game to have to kind of switch that role and become a bullpen guy, there's a lot of pressure there. It's not like you're doing it in spring training or even during the season.
No, Mike came to me, prior to the series start and said, you have a little bit of experience in the bullpen. Doc doesn't. Would you mind going to the bullpen? And I said no. And he said, well, I thought that would be your answer. So,
But, it's funny how this game is. You come out and you have a chance to he was thrown out with Joe Brinkman, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And
by the way, I think there was another record. 5 2/3 was a
coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
In a playoff game, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I got a W. And what was nice about it was when I came off the field, the whole stadium
stood up and appreciate it.
Oh, it was awesome.
It's amazing how this game works.
Anybody that was here that day, thank you. That was something I'll never forget.
That's beautiful. That's a good story. And I do remember that game. It was a great game.
Yeah, it was. And because you had to come in so early in that one because of Doc getting thrown out, that was almost like a start, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was 1 out in the second inning. Mike had told me prior to the game starting, he said, be ready because anything goes wrong, you're going to be in there. And, of course, after the first inning, phone rang, and he said, be on your toes, be ready to go. And next thing I know, they're giving him the boot, and they're calling me out, and I'm like, oh, boy.
Here we go. Well, sometimes that's a good thing where you don't have anything to think about. You just go out and do your job, man.
Yeah.
You pitch.
Yeah, that was, like I said, it was a thrill. Even after the game, walking outside to the car and just I'll never forget that. And like I said before, thanks for the cheers everybody gave me, and obviously my parents were here, and there's another.
Phil Buena drives that one to the gap. That's going to go to the wall. He's on his way to second base with a double.
See, that was the same crack of the bat, but he didn't say
little man hit
it. The trajectory.
Little man hit it.
So you can tell the
yeah, you got a little middle infielder instead of Garko hitting it. That's what I was going to watch. Sometimes you get tricked where that ball, they run into it and catch it. But that's a double. He's senior double over here. That's double number 11 for Valbuena. This young man's been playing pretty good. We got him from Seattle in the deal for Gutierrez.
Well, he keeps swinging the bat like that. People are going to love him.
Now Valbuena's showing some power with the 4 home runs earlier this month. Now he's got those 11 doubles as well. So he's on second with 2 outs. And we go back to the top of the order, and Jamie Carroll singled and scored on the Martinez sacrifice flies last time up in the 3rd inning.
You were asking me the question about the bullpen earlier.
Right.
There is a difference. Every day you have to be on your toes, ready to play. And that's what I liked about it.
But a strategy, do you have to go out and you can't walk anybody when you get out there. You got to throw strikes coming out of the bullpen.
Yep. A lot of times you come in, you're in a jam, second and third or first and third.
Right.
And they're going to do the bunt thing on you.
Inherited runner, so you got to get out there and be aggressive.
Yeah, you just make sure you know the situation, and your job is to come in there and throw strikes and get those boys up there to hit again.
Now, as a starter, if you're going to go out there and go through a lineup, let's say 3 times, because very few guys go through 4 anymore, well, that's going to end it, so we'll have to hold on.
So Jamie Carroll is retired, but the Indians get 2 more here in the 4th inning. Dave, thanks for stopping by. Great seeing you again.
Thanks for having
me,
guys.
As always,
Good
bud.
To see you.
Nice to see you.
Channel 3 is brought to you in part by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. And by Alltel Wireless. Choose who you call for free with My Circle. Any number, any network. Gorgeous day and evening here in Cleveland as we get a look there at the Cuyahoga River. Nice day for boating. Saw a number of boats out on the lake as it came in today, and the fans enjoying the ice cream. Why not on a night like tonight? It was 74 degrees at first pitch.
Were you out on your boat today?
Yeah, I need one first.
Oh, I thought you had one.
I was looking for yours. I couldn't find it at the dock.
Pulowski yacht.
That ball lifted down the right field line. And it is going to go foul as Carol Garco and Chu were all there. However, no one could make the play on the foul ball hit by Johnny Gomes. Time now for our Subway Fresh face of the game. And let's take a look at a familiar face, Fausto Carmona. He made his first outing since he was sent down back on June 5th with Lake County. Went into the 7th inning with a no-hitter. There's his final numbers there. So Fausto Carmona looked very sharp, very good to see. It's our Subway Fresh face of the game. Subway, play hard, eat fresh.
I didn't have a chance to talk to anybody on the reports or anything, but, I mean, the results were good. But, again, you're talking about A-ball, but still, good results. That's what you want to get, positive vibes going.
No, there's no doubt Carmona has the stuff, but the mechanics, and that was really out of whack for him last time we saw him in Minnesota back on June 5th. So 0-2 now to Gomes. Fouls that one away as Jeremy Sowers working on the one-hitter here in the 5th inning. Sowers has thrown 63 pitches, 41 of them for strikes. Johnny Gomes, a single his last time up back in the 2nd inning. Now is the batting average up to .362 on the year. 1-2 now to Johnny Gomes, the former Tampa Bay Ray. There's Dusty Baker looking on. His club trailing the Tribe 4-0 here in the 5th inning. Now the 1-2 pitch from Sowers. Strike 3. I guess Gomes wasn't looking for that. 3rd strikeout recorded for Jeremy Sowers. 1 away here in the 5th inning.
Well, if you're traveling, you can always catch the Tribe games on your computer with MLB.TV. It's the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 live out-of-market games per week, plus on-demand games. For full details, visit Indians.com, where baseball is always on.
Now Ramon Hernandez, former Baltimore Oriole, grounded out to 3rd base his last time up back in the 2nd inning. And he swings to the first pitch, drives that one to right center. Sizemore going back. He'll have room and make the catch on the warning track. So Hernandez gave it a ride, but Sizemore caught up to it.
Well, that wind knocked it down for him, and it helped him out.
Time once again to check in with our Alltel text poll question of the evening. Text your vote to 31962. Which player would you like to see play for STO tomorrow night in the I-71 Challenge? Our Indians viewers are going to pick the top 3 vote getters here to be on the fantasy team against the Reds viewers over on FSN. They're picking 3 for the Reds, so we're picking 3 out of these 6. And there'll be a point system tomorrow to see who wins in our fantasy game here between the Indians and Reds tomorrow. That game will be on Sports Time Ohio. Then, of course, on Sunday, we'll be back here with you on Channel 3. So 2 outs for Jay Bruce. He flew out to center his last time up. Now it's quickly 0-2 to Jay Bruce.
Well, that'll give us time to send our get well wishes to Joe Krikora, who is the security guy outside the Indians clubhouse every day. He is home recovering from surgery. So, Joe, we know you're watching. We hope you're doing fine and hoping to see you back at the ballpark real soon.
Get well soon, Joe. So 0-2 now to Jay Bruce, whose power numbers are very solid. 17 home runs this year, but his average only at .212, and it will go down even further as Jeremy Sowers strikes him out looking. 2nd strikeout of the inning for Sowers, 4 for the game as Sowers breezes through 5. Indians ahead 4-0. Bottom of the fifth. Coming up next. Inning as you get a look from our Panini's Cam atop Progressive Field on a gorgeous night in downtown Cleveland. Indians leading the Reds 4-0 here in this Battle of Ohio. And Grady Sizemore will lead it off for the Tribe. Hitters 2, 3, and 4 in Eric Wedge's lineup. Grady Sizemore 1 for 2 with an RBI double his last time up back in the third inning. And that pitch ball 1 to Sizemore. Aaron Harang now at 69 pitches tonight, 49 for strikes. Should get a look on the season numbers for Grady. Two and 0 now to Grady Sizemore.
Grady in his last at-bat was down in the count to Aaron Harang, and he was able to hit that double to drive in a run, the first run of the ball game.
Now 3-0. So Aaron Harang aware that, as we talked about his first time up, Rick, tonight, Grady Sizemore hit a pretty good shot to right field. Then he hit that double to the gap in right center. I don't think Harang wants him to get another good whack at one here. And Sizemore has been patient enough not to bite on the pitches. They're not missing by much, but...
Well, Grady always with a good eye at the plate.
Now the 3-0 pitch. Grady taking all the way. It's ball 4. So he'll head down to first base. Indians with their leadoff batter aboard here in the fifth inning. And time for the Toyota midgame recap brought to you by Northern Ohio Toyota Dealers. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Sizemore with the double to get a run home. Victor Martinez a sacrifice fly to make it 2-0. And then last inning it was Ryan Garco going yard. 2-run shot for Gark. And the Indians ahead 4-0 here in the fifth at Progressive Field. Now Victor Martinez, who struck out and hit a sacrifice fly. Martinez drove in his 55th run of the season back in the third inning with that sac fly. And now Harang has begun the fifth inning here with 5 stray balls.
Well, that was his first walk of the night to Sizemore, and his 21st this year. And that's covering 97, almost 100 innings.
The 1-0 pitch. Sizemore running. Throw to second.
Oh, boy.
Got him. Boy, a perfect throw from Ramon Hernandez, and Sizemore is gunned down. Got a decent jump, too.
That, you talk about a perfect throw. That's the only way they could have gotten him.
Here comes Eric Wedge. He'll debate it.
Yeah, he'll debate it. But that throw, I mean, they did not have to move the glove. It was right there.
And he'll talk that over with second base umpire Andy Fletcher.
That was a perfect throw.
It was awfully close, too. Let's get another look at it here.
I mean, it was right on the bag, about 12 inches above the bag. You'll get a look at it as Wedge states his case and will leave. Grady had a great jump. So Victor takes it, and watch this. Wow.
Yeah, it looked like he was there.
Well, where that front foot, it may have gotten on the bag because it looks like the tag. Well, that right there, that box sort of messed us up. We couldn't see it. Couldn't see it.
So Sizemore erased on the caught stealing. And now 1-1 to Victor Martinez with one out and nobody on here in the fifth. We'll get one more look at it here, Rick.
Well, his foot was on the bag to where that tag was. It was up on the back knee, so they may have had a legitimate beef.
Martinez drives that one to right center. Bruce going over, looking up, gone! Home run, Victor Martinez. 5-0 Tribe.
Victor going back-to-back in two different nights. Second home run for the Indians. And another Pepsi home run replay. This is a line shot, and this is how you're going to cut through the wind tonight. Look at his extension. He's kept both hands on the bat, and it just goes right through that wind. Nice catch by the fan out there with the glove. And
Yes,
it's a 5-0 ball game.
So Victor Martinez goes yard for the 14th time this season. And he gives the Indians the 5-0 lead. Second homer of the night for the Tribe. And now Shin-Soo Choo, the batter, is Victor having some fun in the dugout.
Well, that's like, that's all stems from like Sammy used to do it.
Didn't you start that trend back in the 70s? You did it?
No.
Sure.
If you would have done that, you would have got killed back in the 70s. No. Our games weren't on TV anyway, Al.
That's true. Fair point. Shin-Soo Choo drives that one into left center for a base hit. He's aboard. The Indians' 9th hit of the night. And while we have a moment, let's remind you about the Gathering Place that supports, educates, and empowers individuals and families touched by cancer. They do this free of charge from 2 locations, Beechwood and Westlake. This season, Rick and Matt are donating $5 each, and Great Clips will donate $50 for every Indians home run to this great organization. A couple of homers tonight, so this year's total is now $5,040. For more information, visit touchedbycancer.org. Really a great place that does some great things.
Yes, they are. Good people. Very nice people.
So now Mark DeRosa, the batter.
Well, Harang hasn't given up a home run in his last 3 starts, but has given up a pair tonight. And the right-handers, as we told you, they hit Harang pretty good. They're 5 for 9 tonight with a homer and a couple of RBIs thanks to Garko.
Go to first, and Choo is back safely. Mark DeRosa doubled back in the second inning. Grounded out to short in the 4th. Martinez gets his catcher's gear on. After hitting that home run to make it 5-0. DeRosa takes a strike there. Mark DeRosa now in his career against Aaron Harang is 5 for 16. So a runner on first with one away. DeRosa grounds that one foul. Strike 2 on the Indians outfielder tonight. Just get a look at our camera crew down there. Mark DeRosa playing in left field. It's one of the reasons he's so attractive, Rick, to other teams right now, because really, American League or National League, you can put him at any corner spot. You can put him at second base, too, and he can play there.
And I think that's where some of the National League teams want him. They want him on the infield because they have some injuries to players, the teams that you mentioned. For DeRosa, he played second base a little bit for the Cubs last year because he was hurt, and some third base, but he could also go in the outfield. So, a very talented guy.
Of course, DeRosa with nice power numbers this year, 13 homers and 50 RBI. And a pretty good eye here in this at-bat as Aaron Harang has thrown him 2 pretty close pitches, first at 0-2, then at 1-2, and he's taken them both to even the count.
Well, and he's proven he can hit over in that National League as well.
Yes,
that's why they like that.
Well, this year, if you look around baseball, Rick, ever since the wild card came in, more teams think they're in it later than 20 years ago. But this year especially, there's more teams that seem to be in. You're doing it with some
average teams. I mean, when you look at the Central Division in the American League, I mean, that's a so-so division that no one's taken charge of. Same thing in the National League. I mean, when you think about it, you look at the St. Louis, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Chicago, Houston, and Pittsburgh. You know, everybody thought the Cubs were going to run away with it, but I'll tell you, their offense is not that good, at least from what we saw. And their bullpen was not getting a lot of work, and I think once that becomes overexposed, they could be in trouble.
DeRosa swing and a miss. So he's a strikeout victim here. Out number 2. And it's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Aaron Harang. Time now for the All Care Dental and Denture Smiling Easy Cam. So you're going to look at some of the fans here. All smiling. All Care Dental and Dentures. We make seeing the dentist easy. A little dancing going on out there too, huh? So 2 down for Travis Hafner with Shin-Soo Choo aboard at first base. Travis has popped out and flew out his previous 2 times to the plate. After now 3 for 13 in his career against Aaron Harang. Indians ahead 5-0. A run in here in the 5th inning on a homer by Victor Martinez as Choo takes off. Hernandez's throw won't get Shin-Soo Choo. Another good jump there by Choo, similar to the jump Sizemore had earlier. But Choo is successful stealing the base, and he still hasn't been caught stealing this year, Rick.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. He had an excellent jump. You could see his head down, never looked back. It was a straight steal. Get yourself in scoring position, and the throw. You know, catchers have a tendency when they see that runner get a huge jump to try and rush a little bit. He made a perfect throw to Grady, but not to Choo.
Now the 2-0 to Hafner. Grounds that one to second. Phillips going over. Throwing off balance. Bouncer got away from the first baseman, Votto, and Choo will score. 6-0 Tribe. Travis Hafner will trot down to second as the ball went out of play. And boy, Brandon Phillips looked like he might have had time to set himself, Rick, but he didn't.
He didn't. He threw a changeup over to first base. Took something off, and it short hops Votto at first. It gets by him and into the dugout. I mean, it was a tough pick because there wasn't a hard throw as he's going back. You know, he had plenty. He may have slipped is what happened. He slipped in his footwork, and he didn't get anything on the throw. Watch his foot give way, and he ended up sliding. Votto doesn't pick it. It goes into the dugout, so that is going to be a straight error, right? No RBI. So Cincinnati with their 52nd error of the year. Choo scores.
So score at E4. Hafner on second base now with 2 away for Johnny Peralta, who singled and scored back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2 today. Swings and misses there. So quickly it's 0-2 to Johnny Peralta. The Indians now with 2 more runs home in the 5th inning. And talk about the innings with crooked runs. Well, they've had 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th for this 6-0 lead.
Well, I like the part that they're continuing to add on.
Ooh. Pitch off the plate. Close. So 1-2 now to Peralta. That was the 90th pitch tonight for Aaron Harang. There's Jeremy Sowers, who has the 1-hitter going now for the Tribe. There's a shot to right center field. That one will get down and get in there for a hit, and it'll go to the wall. Hafner scores easily. Peralta around second. He'll hold there. A double for Peralta, another RBI, and the Indians ahead 7-0.
Well, another pitch that they stay on and they plug the gap. The fourth double of the night for the Indians. And, a 1-2 pitch. See, that's a breaking ball. They've hit his breaking ball pretty well. Tonight, he stayed back. Peralta just shoots it the other way for a guy that they've had a hard time hitting. They're doing a good job tonight. Double digit into hits now. They have 6 extra base hits out of their 10 hits, and that's going to do it for Aaron Harang.
So Harang's night is done as the Indians reach him for 7 runs. Though the last 2 have been unearned. We have a pitching change at Progressive Field. Indians ahead 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs and a runner on second, and a pitching change as starter Aaron Harang is done. There's his line. 91 pitches tonight. Gave up 7 runs, 5 earned, and surrendered 10 hits in 4 2/3 innings. Not a typical night for Aaron Harang, that's for sure. His replacement is right-hander Jared Burton, who is making his 28th appearance for the Reds this season.
No record, a .280 average. Hitters against, 24 punch-outs in his 31 1/3 innings. I'll tell you what, they started off, Aaron Harang looked like he was going to be his normal self. He retired the first 4 hitters, but after that, they went 10 for 19 off him.
Man. Now Ryan Garco, who homered his last time up, is 2 for 2 tonight. Singled and scored back in the 3rd inning. So Garco's been productive this evening, to say the least. This season, out of his 7 home runs, 5 have been hit with 2 outs. And 4 of his home runs have come in the 4th inning, including tonight's.
How do you figure that? 2 outs in the 4th inning. I mean, hard to figure out. Try and get him up every time in the 4th inning with 2 outs. And hopefully there's a couple of men aboard. You know, Garco, he's got to get going. I mean, he had a big hit, and he missed some time on the road because, you remember, had that bases clearing double against Milwaukee that night when they were making their comeback. He slipped. And that ball, what did it fall off?
Yeah, went off the catcher, looked like. Hernandez. Foul tip. So 1-2 now to Garco. Here it is again.
Oh, that's okay, off the mask. Yep. See, his wrist is still bothering him. Look at that. That's the wrist he fell on that I was talking about. He let go of the bat. You could see him winching. And that's why he hasn't played in the last couple of days, because that wrist, when he rounded second base and when he fell on that wrist, and it looks like when he doesn't make contact with a ball that it's really painful for him. And it was right there, so he's got to almost maybe put the ball in play. But the first 2 swings he had tonight were terrific.
That one's a pretty good one, too, but he lines out to Brandon Phillips as he hit it right at him with 2 strikes. But the Indians get 3 more here in the 5th. They lead it 7-0. Victor Martinez going yard for one of them tonight. Indians. Top of the 6th inning, 7-0 Tribe. Jeremy Sowers working on a 1-hitter. And for just the 2nd time this year, Rick, he's made it past the 5th inning into the 6th. The other time was against the White Sox on June 6th. Should take a look at the numbers on Sowers. He's retired his last 11, and the first batter here in the 6th inning is Paul Janisch, and that's an easy play for Mark DeRosa in left. 1 out.
Well, the 5th annual Mystery Ball event will take place tomorrow night here. The Indians Wives Association puts it on. 1,200 autographed baseballs will be sold at $50 per ball. You have to have a game ticket to purchase one. Buyers will receive a raffle ticket to win a batting practice experience and a meet and greet with Eric Wedge, and all the proceeds will benefit the Providence House. That'll be tomorrow night.
It'll be a fun time. Hope to see you here at the ballpark. Now Jeremy Sowers has retired 12 straight. Here's Chris Dickerson, who struck out his last time up back in the 3rd inning. Dickerson, the left fielder tonight. It's a pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. Chris's dad, Sam, played in the NFL. Many people think that, oh, your dad played in the NFL. That was Curtis Dickerson, right? No relation to Curtis Dickerson. The big-time rusher for the Los Angeles Rams for all those years.
Boy, could he run, but that's not Dad.
And he did play youth football in Southern California. He played in Pop Warner. Chris Dickerson did. Guess who he played against? This is pretty hard. That probably wasn't fair.
Well, that's okay. I know
Think
you did
USC.
your homework. All right, no, who?
Matt Leinart and Jack Castle.
Boy, that's who I was going to say.
Well, I know you were. Ball 4 to Dickerson, so he's on first. While we have a moment, let's head back to the Ford Update Desk and Dave Chudowski. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Al, here's some homework for you. How about the Astros and Tigers? Indians, this is the night we start to climb back in the Central, or maybe not. Detroit up now 4-0. Placido Polanco, a 3-run homer. It's in the 2nd inning. Back to you.
And, Dave, those Detroit Tigers have been so hot of late. They've won 7 in a row.
Yes, they have.
People talk about the American League Central, and they say, well, nobody's really established themselves. Well, right now the Tigers are doing just that.
Yeah, they are. And you knew eventually someone will get hot, and a lot of times it happens in interleague play. The Indians did it in 2005 where they went 15-3. And teams take off with interleague play. I know Seattle did it a couple years ago. They were playing terribly. They jumped back in it.
Dickerson running. Tavares fouling that one off.
How about that, though? I mean, you get up here, you're down 7-0, an 0-1 count, and you start your runner.
Yeah. You don't see that a lot, that's for sure.
No, you do not.
So what's the thought process of Dusty Baker? Just trying to get his team...
Just get something going. This
yeah.
is a guy here that, Tavares can put the bat on the ball. He just, he doesn't want to sit back and watch. They've got one hit tonight, so he's trying to be a little more aggressive. It is the 6th inning, and time is running out.
So 2 strikes now, and Willie Tavares, the former Tribe farmhand, is down swinging. So the 5th strikeout for Jeremy Sowers. 2 away here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring Jerry Hairston to the plate. And we're right back here on Channel 3 WKYC this Sunday for the conclusion of this Battle of Ohio. Could be for the Big Cup. Tribe will wrap up their series against the in-state rival Reds. It's Indians-Reds Sunday at 1 here on WKYC Channel 3, your official Cleveland Indians station. So 2 away now. Jerry Hairston, who's grounded out to the shortstop twice, looks at strike 1 from Jeremy Sowers. We talked about Jerry's grandfather, Sam, who was the first black player for the Chicago White Sox in 1947. Jerry is the first third-generation black major leaguer in the history of the game. His grandfather with the White Sox, of course, his dad, Jerry Hairston Sr., played 14 seasons in the big leagues. He was quite a pinch hitter, too, at the end. His dad spent the majority of his time with the Chicago White Sox. So Jerry Hairston is, of course, Scott Hairston's playing with the San Diego Padres.
Right.
Talk about a baseball family. I think the Hairstons are right up there.
Well, there's no question about it. With the Boones and the Bells.
Yep. Seems they all have Reds connections in there somehow, too.
Yeah, they do.
0-2 now to Hairston.
You're right.
So 1-2 to Jerry. 7-0 Tribe here in the 6th inning. Jeremy Sowers tonight has given up just 1 base hit.
Well, he's been very, very good tonight. Walked 1, struck out 5. That walk coming in this inning. And usually this is the time where he has struggled. It's the 3rd time going through the lineup, and that's where they're at here in the 6th. But he's been so good. It's the 6th inning now.
That's a great point. Throw to first will keep the runner. Chris Dickerson there. The Reds, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base tonight. The Indians, 7 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They've left 4. The 1-2 to Jerry Hairston. Fouls that one away.
Al, I got to send out a happy anniversary, 62 years to J.J. and D. Tuscan. They wrote me a nice little letter. He's 84. And big Indians fans, their first game they saw, the first year they were married, Bob Feller pitched in that ball game. And Bob is here tonight, so congratulations and happy anniversary, D. and J.J. Tuscan.
Happy anniversary to you. Hairston fouls that one away. Still 1-2 as Hairston's fouled off a couple of pitches now from Jeremy Sowers. Sowers at 82 pitches here tonight, 54 for strikes. Hasn't thrown more than 20 pitches in an inning. Did that back in the 2nd. There's Tomo Oka. He'll go tomorrow night for the Tribe. 7:05. We'll be on Sports Time Ohio for that. Dave Chudowski will be along with you at 6:30 for Indians on Deck. Hairston sends that one up the middle. Valbuena scoots over, flips to second, inning over. Jeremy Sowers through 6, giving up just 1 hit. Indians ahead 7-0 on Channel 3. Coast. And the Indians taking care of the Cincinnati Reds thus far as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And it'll be hitters 9, 1, and 2. Luis Valbuena, Jamie Carroll, and Grady Sizemore. Luis Valbuena to lead it off here in the 6th inning. He doubled his last time up back in the 4th and flew out to left back in the 3rd. And he looks at a ball from Jared Burton, who came on in the 5th inning in relief of starter Aaron Harang. Valbuena takes that one for a strike. Called by home plate umpire Adrian Johnson tonight. There's the numbers on Valbuena. That average never seems impressive. That's because early on, Rick, I think he was 0 for his first 7, and he's had trouble digging out of that hole. But the swings that he's put on balls here in these last few weeks have been very encouraging. There's a fly out to left for round number 1 here in the 6th inning. So 1 away.
Well, redeem a Big Mac box lid for a buy one, get one free ticket offer. The offer is for upper box seats and good for all Monday home games this year. Bring your Big Mac box lids to any Indians team shop or the Progressive Field box office, and you will take care of this ticket special.
Jamie Carroll, the batter. He'll take strike 1 from Jared Burton. Jamie Carroll tonight 1 for 3. Singled and scored on a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd. Tribe leads at 7-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Carroll lifts that one to short center, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Tavares came on but couldn't get there, and Jamie Carroll has his second hit of the night. And while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're watching Indians baseball. So Grady Sizemore steps in with Jamie Carroll on at first. 1 away here in the 6th inning. Grady's been on base twice tonight. Doubled back in the 3rd inning. Walked in the 5th. Also has a run batted in. Rick, we've seen Grady in this 2-hole now for before he went on the disabled list. Now since he's come off, do you see him settling in there now for at least the near future?
I don't. I expect him to go back into the leadoff spot. I just don't know when, because you figure when Cabrera comes back, you know, although he was leading off too and did a nice job before he was hurt. So, you know, Eric Wedge could put Cabrera up there, or he could put Sizemore back up there. And, you know, he used to love Sizemore up there, so we'll see what happens. You could have the switch hitter behind him, and then you can go with the Martinez, another switch hitter behind them.
Grady drives that one to right, but it's hooking, and it's foul into the stands. So 2-1 now to Grady Sizemore. That's one thing Grady Sizemore will give you is options. You can bat him lead off or second, as he's shown you. Of course, many fans, Rick, for the last few years have been clamoring for him to hit 3, 4, or 5. Do you think that's important for him to move down eventually, or is it fine for him to stay first or second in the order?
If you find somebody that can lead off like he can, he was the spark plug for this offense. And I mean, early in the games. If you find somebody to do that, go ahead and you might be able to move Grady around. But Grady hasn't proven that you put him in those spots, he can drive in runs, because he does still strike out a lot.
Right.
You know, and you check, and his, hitting with runners in scoring position is not very good this year. Although this year is a tougher year because of his elbow, but he could be an excellent number 3 hitter, I think. But, who's to know?
Right.
Until you go out there and you do it at this level.
And he did bat third a couple of years ago for a brief time.
Couple of games.
Yeah, really not enough of a sample size to tell if that's someplace where he would be most comfortable and most productive. So he hits another foul ball there, but you would think at some point he probably will get that opportunity again.
I would think
some point.
You want to see him in the lineup again every day. I don't care where you put him, just
Absolutely.
as long as he's out there.
And as the old saying goes, once you're through the first, the first time through the lineup, it's all the same. Now a full count to Grady Sizemore. The runner on first base and 1 away here in the 6th inning. There's Victor Martinez waiting on deck. He homered his last time up.
Looks like that swing's starting to heat back up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, as we talked about in our open last night in Pittsburgh, he looked pretty good, and that probably got him on the way back. And there's something good to see. Grady Sizemore works the walk there. That's his second walk of the night. So he'll go to first. Carroll will go to second. And here's what Victor Martinez did his last time up.
Oh, boy. Little swinging room right there. That was almost the same swing he put on the ball in Pittsburgh last night where they had a ball down. He's an excellent low ball hitter, but when you let him extend, he's got excellent power to center field when he stays back on the baseball like he has the last 2 nights.
Rick, you were a left-handed batter. Why do left-handed batters tend to like low pitches where right-handed batters almost prefer the ones more up in the zone?
I don't know. I was a high ball hitter. I was a little different.
So now why did you prefer the high ball?
Well, because I'm naturally a right-handed guy, and I didn't like it. Lefty, he's a switch hitter, so, Victor's very quick inside and he loves the ball down. But most left-handers, that's their natural swing. They have a little uppercut. You look at a guy that we knew that was here for years, Jim Thome. He's got that little uppercut. He could hit a ball a mile, but he has a hole in there that you could find. Grady's the same way. He likes the ball down. He's not a high ball hitter. They try and get him out upstairs.
That's what Ted Williams always talked about. That slight uppercut on the swing, he said, is the best one. Not a big one, but just a slight
well,
uppercut.
Yes. Well, some of them have a little bigger than others.
Yeah. There's the runners. Sizemore at first, Carroll at second. 1 away here in the 6th inning. Martinez pops that one up straight
there
back.
You go,
it's
Al.
foul.
Reach out.
I needed about 5 more feet.
Okay, at least you gave it an effort.
I reached down.
Good effort.
If I was Manute Bol, maybe that long reach.
Manute Bol. We saw him one time in Kansas City when we were there.
Yeah, he was at the ball game, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
you caught him. Okay.
Yeah.
Manute Bol. Not many people know who you're talking about there now.
Of course, the former NBA player who oftentimes just stood at midcourt when it was man-to-man defense in the NBA some years ago. It wasn't much of an option. Look at Martinez dribble that one there. Hairston has to hurry, but gets Victor. Runners will advance, but now there's 2 away here in the 6th inning. Hey, spend the day golfing with celebrities from the world of professional sports, Indians, and MLB alumni, and more at the Cleveland Indians Charity Celebrity Golf Classic. This is always a great time. This year, it's happening on Monday, August 3rd at Quail Hollow Resort and Country Club. Your day will include golf, breakfast, lunch, and a post-golf cocktail party. And live silent auctions, too. For full details, call 216-420-HITCH. You can visit Indians.com/golf on the web. And, of course, all the proceeds benefit Cleveland Indians charities that really do some great work. And it is truly a fun time. And that's August 3rd. So make sure you're out there and watch Rick Manning and his scramble team probably win because he's always putting those good shots.
I've never, ever won one of those things.
Never?
Never.
You're not getting the support, huh?
No, I'm not
You
that
and Cliff
good.
Lee, you're not getting the support.
No, I'm overrated as a golfer. I just go for holes
I don't
and
know.
one.
Well, you get them awful close sometimes. Close does count in golf.
Well, I just try to look good playing golf. I'm not very good.
0-1 to Shin-Soo Choo. Now 0-2 as he swung and missed at that ball in the dirt.
Dr. Smales. That's my playing partner.
There's the runners. Second and third. 2 away here in the 6th inning for Shin-Soo Choo, who's looking at an 0-2 count. That pitch away. Now 1-2 to Choo. Shin-Soo singled and stole second back in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Choo has really settled into this cleanup spot here in the lineup.
Well, amazingly, yes, he has for a younger hitter. And the reason why he has, I think, is because of the patience he has up at the plate. He's taken walks. He hasn't hit for power. He's not a typical fourth-place hitter, but he's done a nice job for this team because he's had to fill in.
Yes, he has.
You know, you get him down in the count, 0-2, and he works his way back in, and he's about sixth in the league with pitches per plate appearance. He was up to 6 or 7 the last time I checked. And, you know, he's up over 4 pitches in at bat. And every time you look, it's a 2-2, 3-2 count when he's at the plate. That's why he's in the top 3 in on-base percentage.
And he's always had that patience, even coming up. And there's ball 3. So
Look
from
at
0-2 to 3-2.
Yeah, exactly. That's a regular at-bat for Shin-Soo Choo.
You don't see a lot of that, Rick, in young hitters anymore. The patience at the plate that somebody like Choo has exhibited.
That's true. It's often, rarely will you see the patience from a young hitter.
So now the payoff pitch. Choo drives that one to right, base hit. 1 run's in. Here comes Sizemore. He'll score as Bruce bobbles it in right field. It's a 2-out RBI single for Shin-Soo Choo as he drives in 2. And the Indians take a 9-0 lead to the cheers of Choo cascading from Progressive Field.
What a great at-bat. I mean, there's a case in point right there. Down in the count 0-2, worked it to full count, got a base hit with 2 outs, drives in 2 more, and it's off a breaking ball from Burton. Boy, what a great at-bat. Makes it a 9-0 lead for Choo. That gives him 44 RBIs, his second straight hit. And the Indians pounding the Reds.
Now Mark DeRosa looks at ball 1 from Jared Burton. Mark DeRosa doubled back in the second. He's 1 for 3. He struck out his last time up. Ball 2. So 2 more runs in. And the Indians keep their string of multiple runs scored going. It's now 4 straight innings. 2 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and 2 more here in the 6th. Now 3-0 to DeRosa. With Travis Hafner waiting on deck. There's a strike. This is the first of 3 games against the Reds this weekend here at the ballpark. Final interleague series as you get a look at Jeremy Sowers, who's waiting patiently to come back out for the 7th inning, throwing that 1-hitter.
He'll keep waiting while they keep scoring.
Yes, he will. He's more than happy to sit in there for as long as the Indians' offense needs. Here's Jeremy. Pitching very well tonight. Tomorrow night, the Indians take on the Reds at 7:05. Then on Sunday, 1:05. Now the payoff pitch as Choo sets sail. That one driven to center. Back goes Tavares. He has room, and he'll make the catch. But the Indians scored 2 more. And the 2-out, 2 RBI single by Shin-Soo Choo. 9-0 Tribe as we head to the 7th at Progressive Field. Energy, offering simple solutions for all your natural gas needs. Visit directenergy.com/GoTry for details. And by AM/PM, too much good stuff. Gorgeous night tonight in downtown Cleveland. Many boaters taking advantage. There's one there. And Rick Manning's boat. Do you know that they took it out there for a little spin?
Yeah, that's fine. I told him to go fill it up for us afterwards. We're going down to the flats tonight.
There's nothing there, right? Oh, yeah, there's still shooters. There's one thing left.
Don't you worry about it. We don't need the flats.
Jeremy Sowers delivers strike one here to Brandon Phillips to lead off the top of the 7th inning. Tribe ahead 9-0. Brandon Phillips will turn 28 years old this Sunday. And he lifts that one to deep left center field. Sizemore going back. Looking up, lost it for a moment, then found it. It goes off the wall. DeRosa will throw it in. Phillips trips around second. He's got to hustle back, and he dives back safely. So it's a double for Brandon Phillips, and some excitement for the Reds on the ball hit first of all. And then Brandon Phillips had some trouble around second base.
Grady he didn't see that ball. He kept looking up. He had a beat on it. He saw it go up, but he couldn't find it. It's twilight. And Brandon hits his ball well, but if Grady sees it all the way, look at him. He's got his arms out. I don't see it. I don't see it. Then he finally picks it up, and it's too late. I'll bet he catches that ball if he sees it all the way. Phillips trips over second base, and then he's got to dive to get back, but that'll be the second hit. A double for Brandon Phillips, only the second hit of the game. It's that tough sky, man. It's at that time of year. It's 9:15, and, end of June. It's still light outside. I mean, the sky is awfully tough.
And Sowers has gotten through this game so quick as you get a good look at it there.
You see, the ball just the ball just blends right in sometimes, and those lights. It may hit for about 5 minutes, and that's where you need help from your infielders.
Votto hits that one up the middle, right at Valbuena, who had him played perfectly. He'll throw him out as Phillips goes to third. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's today's Direct Energy Bringing the Gas sequence.
5th inning, Johnny Gomes going to be the hitter. Jeremy Sowers with 5 punch-outs tonight. He started him off, fastball. Got another one inside. This one he fouled off. Went up high, wouldn't chase it, came right back in and locked him out inside corner.
Direct Energy offering simple solutions for all of your natural gas supply needs. So one out now here in the 7th inning for the Reds. Phillips is on third. And the Indians with a 9-0 lead obviously will play the infield back for Johnny Gomes. He'll happily trade a run for an out. Gomes 1 for 2 tonight. Singled back in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 5th. Now, Rick, you talked about that twilight. When you played at Old Cleveland Stadium, was that there or was the overhang enough so that you really didn't have to deal with it?
No, it was always tough to see when you're looking up in the sky. You would think that maybe the background would be a little different, but no, it was tough to see. You needed help from your infielders to point up.
And the direction this ball field goes here at Progressive Field is similar to the way it went at Municipal Stadium, too. It's not like it went in opposite directions.
Well, you're good, because I don't even remember that.
I
don't remember which way I was facing there.
There's a base hit to left for Gomes, and the Reds have their first run as Brandon Phillips trots home from third, and it's a 9-1 ball game. So Gomes with his second hit. The Reds with their third overall. He's aboard now with one away here in the 7th inning. Although it would make sense with the twilight, as you talked about, if it was there at Municipal Stadium, it would probably be a similar spot that it is here. Of course, you had a lot more empty seats over there as well.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Here's Ramon Hernandez. He's 0 for 2 tonight with the ground out and fly out. There's ball 1 to the Reds catcher.
Well, we want to send along some more birthday wishes. We'd like to send along happy 50th birthday to Patty Alessi. Patty, happy birthday to you, and Corey Schuster of Shelby, Ohio, turning 18. Happy birthday to you.
Now 2-0 to Ramon Hernandez. And Victor Martinez is going to have a talk with Jeremy Sowers here in the 7th inning. This is the farthest he's gone this season in a major league game. He's gone further at the AAA level. But Sowers hasn't gone further than 6 innings until tonight. Hey, Browns fans, come down to Legacy Village in Lyndhurst tomorrow between 1 and 4 o'clock and meet the rookies. Each member of the 2009 Browns rookie class will be there to sign autographs and meet with the fans. It's free, and the rookies are scheduled to arrive at 2. Visit clevelandbrowns.com for more information. Hernandez, a hot shot grounder into the hole and into left field for a base hit. So now the Reds with their 3rd hit of the inning, and they have runners at first and second base and 1 away here in the 7th. And while we have a moment, let's go back to our Ford update desk. Dave Chudowski manning that tonight. Dave, what do you have for us this time?
Al, we got the battle in New York, the Yankees at the Mets, and look who it is. CC Sabathia. You know he loves to hit. Here's an RBI single to help his cause. It's 4-0 Yankees in the 4th. Back to you.
Boy, CC Sabathia just keeps hitting the baseball.
That's why I thought he was going to stay in the National League, because he loved to hit.
It was what some thought. Of course, as it always seems to be, whoever waves the most money in front of you.
Well, it's tough to turn that down. That's
sure is. Absolutely.
I know you or I, we wouldn't have turned it down, would we?
Oh, to stay here, of course. $161 million. What's that for happiness?
Don't lie to me, Al. Be honest.
All right, maybe.
Maybe.
Jay Bruce now with an 0-1 count on him. Now 0-2. Good location there for Jeremy Sowers on that pitch. Jay Bruce tonight 0 for 2 with a fly out and strikeout. Jensen Lewis, Rafael Perez warming in the Indians bullpen. Now the 0-2 from Jeremy Sowers. Outside, good waste pitch at 0-2. Bruce thought about it but held up. There's the runners. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Jay Bruce thought about it again, but held up. Now 2-2. Jeremy Sowers was the first pick of the Cincinnati Reds back in 2001 out of high school. Then the first pick of the Indians out of Vanderbilt 2004. He's the 12th two-time first pick in draft history. So, of course, history here with both teams tonight as Jeremy Sowers gets Jay Bruce there. And Jeremy picks up his 6th strikeout of the night for out number 2 here in the 7th.
Well, this series will wrap up Sunday afternoon here, and all kids 14 and under will receive a slider bank. That'll be Sunday. It's also Kids Fun Day with pregame activities out on the plaza. You can run the bases after the game. So come on out. 216-420-HITS.
Of course, Kids Fun Day, always a great time here at the ballpark. So much to do out on the plaza. So 2 away now, and Paul Janisch sends that one to right center. It's a can of corn for Shin-Soo Choo. That's the 3rd out. Jeremy Sowers through 7. Indians ahead 9-1. It's stretch time at Progressive Field. For a famous Panini's overstuffed sandwich on their beautiful patios. Panini's, the best food and outdoor dining in town. Visit paninisgrill.com as you look in from the Panini's cam. And what a great night to be on Panini's patio, that's for sure. New pitcher for the Reds here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's right-hander Carlos Fisher. As the Indians lead the Reds 9-1. And hitters 6, 7, and 8 will come to the plate. Hafner, Peralta, and Garco.
For Carlos Fisher, he's appearing for the 12th time, an ERA of 4.05. He is only thrown in 13 1/3 innings, 14 punchouts. He's going to face Hafner, Peralta, Garco. And the Indians' offense exploding.
Sure has. 4 consecutive innings of multiple runs. New defensive replacements for Cincinnati. Adam Rosales is at third. Jerry Hairston Jr. moves to second base from third. And Ryan Hannigan has come in at catcher. Travis Hafner looks at ball 1. So Hannigan will bat in Ramon Hernandez's spot in the 6 hole. And Rosales will bat in the 3 hole for Brandon Phillips. As Hafner hits that one to left center. And that's out number 1 as it's recorded there by the left fielder Dickerson. So 1 away here in the 7th.
Well, have you planned your company picnic yet? Well, the Indians offer a one-of-a-kind venue at Progressive Field. You can choose from a variety of affordable food and beverage options. Just call 216-420-HITS for full information on your group picnics.
That'll bring Johnny Peralta to the plate, looking at ball 1 from Carlos Fisher. Johnny Peralta 2 for 3 tonight. Had a single and a run scored back in the 4th inning. An RBI double back in the 5th. There's a strike. 1-1 now to Johnny Peralta. Peralta once again at third base tonight for the Tribe. Good breaking ball from Fisher for strike 2. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. Indians ahead by 8. Foul ball for Peralta. Remember, Johnny says that he's right now more comfortable at shortstop, but he'll do what he can at third. And he's played there quite a bit.
I got to tell you, I can see where he's comfortable because that's been his natural position, and it's always tough to change positions, let alone in the middle of the season. But, you know, with Cabrera and Valbuena, they're better shortstops than Johnny is.
And Peralta swings and misses, so he's down for the first strikeout for Carlos Fisher. Second out of the inning. Well, let's check out our in-game box score where everybody but Travis Hafner has gotten in on the hit parade.
Yeah, he hasn't joined the party, has he? 1, 2, 3, 4 guys with double digits. So the hit parade with 12 hits. That's nice to see.
Sure is.
Now we're going to get Chris Jimenez pinch hitting for Ryan Garco.
So Chris Jimenez in his first at bat of the evening. Here's a strike. Good curveball once again from Carlos Fisher. Strike 1 to Chris Jimenez, who's 3 for his last 8. There's the numbers on Chris. His first major league hit was a home run against the Minnesota Twins earlier this month. Now it's quickly 0-2 on Jimenez. Rick, you want to talk about a kid who really appreciates where he's at right now? That would be Chris.
Well, hey, anytime you're in the big leagues, man, it's always better than being in minor league baseball. I guarantee you that.
Jimenez has that flexibility, can play any of the corner positions. Left field, right field, first, third, can catch as well. Now the 0-2. Jimenez checks his swing, and he held up, says first base umpire Tim McClellan. So 1-2 now to Jimenez. We'll look at it again.
Well, you see, he wanted to get after, but he kept the barrel head of the bat back. Tim McClellan all over it. He saw it right.
Now the 1-2. Jimenez hits that one to left field. Deep. It is leap caught. Nice catch by the left fielder, Chris Dickerson. So Jimenez gave it a ride, but not enough. We're through 7 here at Progressive Field. 9-1, Cleveland.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
We go to the 8th inning here at Progressive Field. Tribe ahead 9-1. Chris Jimenez, who pinch hit for Ryan Garko back in the bottom half of the 7th, has come into the game at first now, so he replaces Garko. Same spot in the order, the 8 hole. And he'll take his position as well. Jeremy Sowers tonight will now throw his 100th pitch of the evening, and it's inside for a ball to Chris Dickerson. Hitters 9-1-2 for Cincinnati here in the 8th inning. And that 100th pitch is a season high now for Jeremy Sowers. And he's had 8 times tonight Cincinnati hitters down 0-2 or 1-2. And he's retired them all 8 times. So, as we always talk about, Rick, you get ahead of the batters and things work out for you if you're pitching.
The runs early in the game certainly helped Sowers, but he got off to a good start in the first few innings where he was able to shut him down. He only gave up the 1 hit. And he has just been on cruise control, man. And the runs help, and he can go out there. He's been, no trouble whatsoever. 3 hits in the last inning, but other than that.
Now 3-0 to Chris Dickerson. He walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out back in the 3rd. There's a strike from Jeremy. So 3-1 now to Chris Dickerson. The 8th inning leadoff batter for the Reds here. It'll be Tavares with the top of the order. Next, it's a base hit to left field. DeRosa going over, trying to cut it off. Can't. So Dickerson will go on his way to second. He's thinking about third, but he'll hold up wisely as DeRosa gets it in then. So a double to lead off the 8th inning here for Cincinnati with Chris Dickerson. He's on base for the 2nd time tonight. It's his 7th double of the year.
Well, the 2nd straight leadoff double for the Reds. He just slices that ball down the line. And, the count in your favor. Even if DeRosa cuts that ball off, Dickerson can run. I don't think he would have threw him out at second base.
No.
So it's going to be a double anyway. So hit number 5 for the Reds.
So now Willie Taveras, who's 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Fouls the first pitch he sees from Jeremy. Up and out. Strike one to Willie Taveras. The attendance for tonight's game, 28,114. As close to a perfect night as you're going to get for baseball. Now the 0-1. Taveras grounds that one into left center field. It's a base hit. Around third comes Dickerson. He'll score easily. On his way to second base now with a double. It's Willie Taveras. So back-to-back doubles for the Reds here leading off the 8th inning. And it's a 9-2 game.
Well, he throws a changeup here. I want to see where the location is. Well, that's up and middle of plate. So Sowers is tired right now. I mean, he's getting up in the strike zone, and Cincinnati's starting to get through there. You're starting the 4th time through the lineup right now. And that 3rd time, they were 4 for 9. That 3rd time going through the lineup. So Eric Wedge has got that bullpen going for the 2nd straight inning. It's Jensen Lewis, and this time it's Tony Sipp. And here he comes. He knows, he realizes he was going to give Jeremy a chance to go out there and pitch the 8th. But he's out of gas.
So Jeremy Sowers with a good outing tonight. He'll receive a nice ovation from this crowd here at Progressive Field. He's given up 2 runs on 6 hits. The runner at second is still his responsibility. As Jeremy Sowers heads to the dugout, and a warm ovation from the Progressive Field faithful. It'll be Jensen Lewis coming on for the Tribe. We'll tell you about him when we come back. We'll take a break here on Channel 3. 9-2, Indians in the lead, top of the 8th inning. Eighth inning, Reds with the runner on second, nobody out. Indians ahead 9-2 as we get our pitching change. Jeremy Sowers, nice outing tonight. Threw a season high 106 pitches and also a season high 6 strikeouts this evening.
Yeah, very good job by Jeremy tonight. He went out and, he has struggled in his career against the Reds. He turned it around tonight. The run certainly helped, but he did a great job. Going to turn it over to Jensen Lewis now, and Jensen coming on for the 28th time. A 2-3 record. First 2 men of this inning have reached, make it a 9-2 game.
There's the runner on second base, Willie Taveras. Lewis will face Hairston Rosales, who's come into the game for Brandon Phillips. And then Joey Votto.
Lewis does have an appearance against Cincinnati this year. If you remember, he came in early and gave up 3 innings and then gave up just 1 hit down in Cincinnati. It was right around his birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
Jerry Hairston 0 for 3 tonight. Jensen Lewis has done well against righties this year. They're only batting 188 against him. Hairston sends that one high in the air.
That wind's going to push it into the seats.
We'll see. Yep.
Yeah, normally that ball will come back, but today with the wind blowing in a little bit, it pushed it about 4 rows deep.
So Johnny Peralta gave it a good try, but ball was into the stands. And for Jeremy Sowers, tonight was his longest start since September 9th of 2008 when he went 8 innings at Baltimore in a 6-1 win. One and one now on Jerry Hairston. Now 2-1. Tribe ahead 9-2 here in the 8th inning. There's a fly ball to left. Hit pretty well down the left field line. It is hooking and it's foul. Hairston was out a little bit in front of that one. So 2-2 now to Jerry Hairston. Tavares on second, nobody out here in the 8th. The run already home for the Reds as Hairston fouls another away. For Jensen Lewis this year, Rick, it seems like he'll have some good outings and then struggle through a couple. He just hasn't found that groove that he did last year when he was the closer in August and September.
Yeah.
And converted 13 straight saves.
Well, the long ball has hurt Jensen Lewis this year. He's given up 9.
There's a line out to the second baseman, Jamie Carroll, for 1 away here in the 8th inning. So good wood for Jerry Hairston, but Jensen Lewis gets his first out there to Jamie Carroll on the line out. For an in-depth review of this week's action and a look at what lies ahead for the Tribe, watch Indians Tonight right here on WKYC Channel 3. Get highlights, player interviews, and much more. Indians Tonight, Sundays at 11:30 here on Channel 3. Dave Chanowski will be hosting this Sunday night. Take a look back at this Indians-Reds series that will be concluded by then. So 1 out now. Here's Adam Rosales, who came in last inning as a defensive replacement for Brandon Phillips. A couple of lefties there, Sowers and Laffey. Aaron Laffey with a couple of rehab starts down in Akron looked very good. They expect him to make one more rehab start, and then he could be back in the starting rotation for the Tribe as soon as late next week or early the following week. 0-2 now to Rosales. There's the numbers for Adam Rosales this season. Now the 0-2. Way up high, 1-2 now. Rosales has really been struggling in his last 17 games. He's batting .083. He just gets a piece there. He's 4 for 48 during that time. Before this recent slump, his batting average was at .269. And as you just saw a moment ago, it's now at .198. He's also 0 for his last 13. Now the 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Tribe and Reds in Game 1 of their 3-game weekend series. Game 2 tomorrow night, 7:05. Game 3 on Sunday at 1:05. Swing and a miss. So Rosales' struggles continue at the plate. Jensen Lewis has his first strikeout tonight, and there's 2 away here in the 8th inning.
Well, there's the fastball. He just swings through it. Kept it to the outer part of the plate.
7th strikeout tonight for Indians pitching. And now Joey Votto to the plate. who went 0 for 3 against Jeremy Sowers. And he fouls that one away. So now 2 away with Willie Tavares still at second base here in the 8th inning. Tribe ahead 9-2. The numbers on Joey Votto. The 0-1 pitch. That's a strike. Good pitch from Jensen Lewis. It's now 0-2. Joey Votto grew up in Canada. And of course, hockey's so big up there. But Joey said even though his dad played hockey and that was a big sport, he said, you know what? I want to play baseball. So they said, all right, son, we'll make sure we get you into a little league. And away he went.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This kid can hit.
He sure can.
If he gets his life and his mind back into where it's supposed to be, he's going to be a very good player.
It's 0-2 on Votto now, as the wave has surfaced. Progressive Field.
Oh,
pitch behind him. Send the runner down to third. Quick kangaroo bounce off the wall, but not in time for Martinez.
That's one where
to throw
you're
it
a
to
hitter.
Morris.
I mean, you're like in shock because you never see a ball, start off behind you. You're going, you don't know what to do. You freeze. Watch his reaction.
Now, your first reaction is always to back away.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Whoop.
Yeah, you start backing away, and then all of a sudden you're going to back into it. Not much time to make an adjustment. But this ball just gets away from Lewis all the way behind him.
Looked like he was doing the Fosbury flop there.
That was, whoa.
And that was swing and a miss. So Votto perhaps unrattled by the throw behind him. And Jensen Lewis has his second strikeout. The 8th for Indians pitching. Tribe up 9-2. Middle of the 8th here in Cleveland. Nine-2 Tribe as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Progressive Field. The 28,000 plus in attendance having a good time as the Indians have a 7-run lead over Cincinnati, and a new pitcher on for the Reds. It's left-hander Arthur Rhodes.
Well, the veteran Arthur Rhodes coming back and been around a long time and still throwing the ball very well. An ERA of 1.82 in his 31 appearances.
He's been solid this year. Opponents are hitting just 172 against him. And he shut out the opponent in 27 of his 31 appearances thus far. So Rhodes on in the bottom of the 8th to face Valbuena, Carroll, and Sizemore. Luis Valbuena 1 for 3 tonight with a double back in the 4th inning. Swings at the first offering, fouls it away for strike 1. Arthur Rhodes now has 745 career appearances. It's tied for 57th on Major League Baseball's all-time list.
He's been around a long time. I remember he first came up with Baltimore Orioles.
He played for Seattle, Philadelphia, of course, here in Cleveland. Pitched very well for the Indians in 2005, and then he had that injury. And wasn't around really for August or September. Pitch fouled away. Of course, the Indians traded him for Jason Michaels before the 2006 season. The 0-2 pitch. Down low, Valbuena able to hold off that one. Now the 1-2. Valbuena grounder to second. Rosales, or rather Hairston, has moved over there, makes the play for 1 out. One more time tonight, fans, like to remind you about the Alltel text poll, and what we're doing tonight is you choose who you like to see on the Indians fantasy team for us, Sports Time Ohio, and you, the viewer, tomorrow in the I-71 Challenge. Text your selection to 31962. Top 3 vote getters will comprise the team. We'll have the results for you tomorrow with Indians on Deck and Dave Chudowski starting at 6:30. But there's your 6 selections. And the Reds fans watching on FSN will choose 3 of their favorites. And that's what it'll be. Your 3 favorites versus their 3 favorites. And we'll see who will win the fantasy game tomorrow night. There'll be a points system for the batters. So that'll be some fun. Make sure you tune in. Once again, check in early with Indians on Deck to see who the 3 Indians fantasy players will be. It's Jamie Carroll now. Looks at a strike for 1-1. Carroll tonight with a couple of hits. He's 2 for 4. He also has 2 runs scored. Carroll with the season's average now up to 289. 2-1 now. Pitch in the dirt.
That was a nice pick by Carroll off the catcher.
Yes, it was.
Off of Hannigan. Came up and he picked it and gave it back to him.
Hannigan went halfway out there. I don't know if he wanted to say to Arthur. I wasn't sure what pitch that was.
That one went down, spiked it into the ground. He kicks it up and watch Jamie. Here you go. I got it.
Good reflexes.
Take that.
Yeah, hockey goal. So 3-1 now to Jamie Carroll. Indians ahead 9-2 here in the 8th inning. Drives that one foul into the seats. Tomorrow night, Homer Bailey against Tomo Oka. As Bailey will take the place of Edison Volquez. Supposed to get the start, but again, the Indians will miss him. Here's the details for you. We'll be over on Sports Time Ohio tomorrow night. And back here on Channel 3 on Sunday. Tomo Oka 0-1 on the season, 4.70 ERA. He's looked decent in his couple of starts for the Tribe. Make his 3rd start and 5th appearance tomorrow night. Oka will. Full count to Jamie Carroll. 1 away here in the 8th inning. Nobody on. Indians up by 7. Another foul ball for Jamie Carroll. So he and Arthur Rhodes, quite a battle here. So again, the payoff pitch from Rhodes to Carroll. Swinging a grounder to second. That's Hairston. He'll make the play. 2 away here in the 8th inning. That'll bring Grady Sizemore to the plate, who's doubled and walked twice. He's 1 for 2 as an RBI as well. Boy, and Rick, tonight and really this week, I've seen a difference in Grady Sizemore. He just looks like the old Grady this week, and he wasn't looking like the old Grady the first couple of months.
Well, that's why they gave him 3 weeks off. They put him on the DL, and that elbow, as you said, they're going to have to ease him back into it gradually. He'll DH possibly on Sunday. They got to protect him.
Grady
For 3 or 4 years, he's played every game or every day, and this guy, he's human as well. You got to give him a spell.
Yep.
Every now and then.
And what'll make the seats? Grady, of course, coming over in that Bartolo Colon deal back in 2002 as a single A player. If you talk to people in the Indians player development, they knew they liked him. And he was the best single A player in the Montreal system, but no one could project what he has meant to this organization and how well he's done. Now the 1-1. 2-1. Again, looking back at that trade, and many people said they got the Indians got the top 3 prospects in the Montreal system, and it sure turned out that way. Good pitch from Arthur Rhodes. Count even now at 2-2. But when you take a single A guy, it's still single A. They're so far away. It's hard to project.
You can't project that. It's very difficult to tell. You may have a guy that has the best talent, and he'll never make it. It happens all the time. But this time, they knew it, and it came true.
Sizemore fouls that one away. I don't know if anybody could have seen his power development as it's turned out either. They thought he would be a guy that could hit you some home runs, but to be a guy that could potentially hit 30 home runs every season, I don't know if anybody saw that coming.
No, that's another thing that's hard to tell.
This season, even though he's missed 3 weeks and batting only .229, Sizemore with 10 home runs and 37 RBIs. And a 2-2 count here from Arthur Rhodes. 2 outs, 8th inning. Calls another one away. So even though Rhodes thus far has faced the minimum here in the 8th inning, he's already throwing 19 pitches because Sizemore and Carroll fouled off a number of them. Again, the 2-2. That one's fair and hit to shallow left center field. It'll be Dickerson. 3 up, 3 down for the Tribe here in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Indians ahead, 9-2. The Reds fans hoping for a rally. Their team's down, though, by 7. The reverse visor there, huh? It's interesting.
Yeah, well, rally cap, I guess.
The rally visor. In the world is, I guess that's the rally monkey, huh?
Yes, it is.
All right. Not that the Indians need a rally here. Instead, Jensen Lewis is going to try and shut down the Reds. Hitters 5, 6, and 7. Gomes, Hannigan, and Bruce here in the 9th inning. Jensen Lewis now working into his 2nd inning of relief. Throws ball 1 to Johnny Gomes. Gomes 2 for 3 tonight. Has the average up to 367 now. Batting almost 400 in his last 14 games. Swings and misses there.
Well, a guy that never gets cheated when he gets up there to take a swing either.
Sure.
He lets it loose.
So 1-1 now to Johnny Gomes. 28-year-old designated hitter. Pitch just outside. He was signed in the offseason by the Reds. Now the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 to Johnny Gomes, the leadoff hitter for Cincinnati here in the 9th. Johnny Gomes given the opportunity here in the last couple of months for Cincinnati when they had some injuries. He's taken full advantage of it. Now ball 4. So Gomes has been on base 3 times tonight. He walks to lead off the 9th. And it's time to take a look at tonight's Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game. And how about the work tonight of starting pitcher Jeremy Sowers?
Absolutely. The season high 7 innings, season high 6 strikeouts, gave up a couple of runs, 1 walk. Very good job by Jeremy this evening.
Jeremy Sowers in line to get the win tonight. Threw a season high 106 pitches this evening. Now Ryan Hannigan came in the 7th inning as a defensive replacement for Ramon Hernandez. Looks at ball 1 from Jensen Lewis. The numbers on Hannigan. He's had 126 at-bats this year. Now 2-0. So Jensen Lewis struggling with his control here in the 9th inning, and Victor Martinez will have a chat with him. Here comes Carl Willis. He'll talk to him as well. Well, Jensen Lewis walked the leadoff hitter, and now 2-0 to Ryan Hannigan. And Ryan Hannigan leads all National League rookies in on-base percentage at .411. And he also ranks 2nd in hitting with that .325 mark. And there's Tony Sipp staying loose in the Indians' bullpen just in case. Jay Bruce, a lefty, is on deck.
Well, it's just a matter of going out there and staying aggressive. Lewis came on. He struck out 2 out of the 3 he faced last inning. Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want to do in a 9-2 game is walk anybody. And he walked the first here. He's behind in the count here, 2-0.
So Jensen Lewis struggling to find it here in the 9th. After you're right, Rick, he looked pretty good in the 8th. Struck out a couple of batters. Ball 4. Let's pause 10 seconds now for a station ID break. You're watching Cleveland Indians baseball. Eric Wedge with a visit to the mound. He'll get the ball from Jensen Lewis, who walked the first 2 batters he faced here in the 9th inning. So he'll head off, and Tony Sipp, the lefty, will come in to face Jay Bruce. We'll learn more about Sipp when we come back, as we'll take a break here on Channel 3. first and second, nobody out, and the new Indians pitcher is left-hander Tony Sipp.
Tony coming on for the 12th time. He's going to face Jay Bruce, the left-hander. And then it's Janisch after that, Dickerson after that.
Lefties are batting just 188 against Sipp this year. 3 for 16, but 2 of those 3 hits have been home runs.
Well, Lewis came out there and had a good first inning. What happened in the second, I don't know. The first 2 walks in a 9-2 game, something you don't want to see.
So Tony Sipp will face Jay Bruce first here. Jay Bruce tonight is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Bruce's average is now down to .210, but he does have 17 homers on the year. And he swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it back. Tony Sipp has been on a AAA yo-yo. He started the season in Columbus, recalled to Cleveland on April 22nd, optioned back to Columbus on May 17th, recalled a second time June 1st before being optioned again June 9th, then recalled again on June 23rd.
Well, it's been one busy. Of those. That's the way the year has gone. You know, in the bullpen, they have used 23 different pitchers this year. Soon to get one more tomorrow. The guy they got, Jose Veras from the Yankees, should, I think, be here tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
That pitch fouled away, so 1-2 now to Jay Bruce. Sipp looking for his first out here in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. Jay Bruce helped him out. Sipp will take it. 8th strikeout of the night for Indians pitching. 1 away in the 9th.
Well, he got him to go out of the strike zone. Look at that. Chase that high heater. Way up and out of the zone. This one not even close. So Bruce goes down for the 3rd straight time tonight.
That was actually the 9th strikeout for Indians pitching. The first for Tony Sipp. So 1 away here in the 9th. Now Paul Janisch to the plate. Looks at ball 1. Janisch tonight 0 for 3. Popped out in the 3rd, flew out in the 6th, flew out in the 7th.
Well, everything upstairs here for Tony Sipp.
Don't forget to stick around after the game tonight for the Conrad's postgame show. That'll be on Sports Time Ohio. So flip it over there immediately following the game. Dave Chudowski will have that for you. Myself and Rick will have highlights and stats. Dave will have a look around the majors, show you what else happened tonight. Did Detroit win their 8th straight? Dave will tell you. Make sure you join us for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. Another ball there to Paul Janisch. So 3-1 now. Reds already with 2 players on due to walks. Swing and a miss by Janisch, so that'll run the count full.
Looks like he helped him out there with a fastball. He's been up. You got to make him get it down. And 3-1, you're down 7 runs. No sense swinging. They need base runners.
Swing and a miss. Tony Sipp, 2nd straight strikeout. 2 away in the 9th for Chris Dickerson. Fans loving it here at Progressive Field. Tony Sipp.
Nice pitch. He's throwing hard tonight.
Yep.
I didn't know he got it up to 94. But tonight he's throwing hard, but everything's up in the zone.
So now Chris Dickerson, who has reached base twice, is 1 for 2. Struck out in the 3rd, walked in the 6th, doubled and scored in the 8th.
Ooh, nice breaking ball there. Yes, indeed. That's the old equalizer for the left-hander.
It's one of those that's almost unhittable where that's placed. You've got to know that's coming. 0-1 to Chris Dickerson. Fouled away, 0-2 now. As the Reds are down to their last strike. Indians trying to break a 2-game losing streak and snap an 8-for-9 losing skid. Everyone here at Progressive Field on their feet. The 0-2 from Tony Sipp. Strike 3 called. Sipp strikes out the side in the ninth. Game over. The Indians win. The final score, Cleveland 9, Cincinnati 2. Jeremy Sowers will get the win. Aaron Harang will take the loss.